Oops. There we go. Okay, here we are again. Oh. I said it in the description for this video, but I feel like this game's content kind of falls off a cliff near the end. Like, there is still stuff for us to do, but there's just this gap, excuse me, between where there's just nothing to do. I mean, I guess I kind of did it to myself because we had specialists ready for the last team star bases rather than me doing it organically and just fighting them with my own team, being like, okay, well, I gained 3 levels here, and then I gained 5 levels here, and then I gained 2 levels here, and oh, I'm ready for the Pokémon League now. But I don't know, it just feels like when there's no objectives left to meet on the map, it's a little bit of a barren map. It's sort of giving me Kingdoms of Amalur vibes, which is, well, if you've seen my playthrough of that game, as I stated in that one, actually, I think it's not the same as Kingdoms of Amalur vibes, because Kingdoms of Amalur, the problem with it was the fact that there was a ton of content to do, even though pretty much every quest ended up being functionally the same because they all had like the same 2 or 3 story twists to them. But there were so many of them, and you could overpower yourself so quickly that it didn't really make sense for there to be that many quests, because I played the whole game all the way through only using guaranteed materials to make my armor, and we were overpowered as sin 31 hours into the game, and the game touted 300 hours worth of content. And it's like, okay, what do you want me to do with the other 90% of the content? Loot doesn't matter, none of that matters, so why even do it? This game, it feels like there's not enough content to justify like, you do the main quests and it's like, okay, that's fine, I guess. It gets you up and about, not that the main quests have much substance to them to begin with for the most part, but then you get towards the end and it's like, what is there to sustain you? You know what I mean? Like, what is there to keep you playing, or even what is there to make you replay the game if it doesn't, you know, if you don't want to just play the end game? It just feels like there's not a lot to hold my attention, which is probably why I started playing a different game off screen. Anyway, Pat and Chris, how's everybody doing? Welcome back. Time to violently raid the Pokémon League? Yeah, something like that. I can't think of a Scarlet pun, but just pretend like I thought of a Scarlet pun that would be clever to go with the Violet pun that you just made. But first, before we raid the league, we have 3 more areas worth of trainers to just cull through. It's about 28 trainers between me and the Pokémon League. I get the feeling we should be able to get that done in a fairly reasonable period of time. I don't think it'll take that long, but we'll see. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokemon Violet, the stream edition. Last time we finished up all of our map objectives, so we are done with all of Victory Road. Well, all of the quest objectives for them, not done with the quests themselves. But we're done with all of Victory Road, all of Starfall Street, and all of Path of Legends. We just need to finish the quests themselves, and that's it. And in order to do that, we need to gain some levels, because the Pokemon League, we need to be about, well, we don't need to be about level 58, but I'd like to be about level 58 to fight them. Arvin is between levels 58 and 62, and the end of the Team Star quests are like between 60 and 63, so we are not quite there just yet. We are close, but we're not quite there just yet. So the idea here is run around in North Province areas 1 and 2, because we already took care of area 3. Take care of the trainers in these areas, and then we'll run right over to Casseroya Lake and do a big loop-to-loop around that, and then that should be it. There are, let's see, I think, so there's 6 trainers in this region. There's 3 tough trainers, actually, over in this section by the lighthouse areas, or the watchtowers. And there is another trainer all the way up here on this deserted island, but I don't feel like wandering all the way out there just to fight her one single Pokemon that she has, so we're not even going to fight her. We're just going to fight everybody else instead and hope for the best. 1-star Terra Ice Tadbulb. No thank you. Sawsbuck, what are you guys guarding over here? Oh, 3 Ultra Balls. Okay, I'll take it. So yeah, more meandering, more wandering, but hopefully by the end of the day today, the meandering and wandering will have mostly come to an end, because we'll be fighting the League. I'm going to go fight this trainer first, because she's kind of like the first one you see coming off the mountain. So she should probably have lower level Pokemon than the rest of the people here. We'll see. When you suck the air out of a bag of chips, not much is left. You know, and honestly, that's fair. It is a bag of chips kind of a video game. It's very potato chippy. It's like, yeah, I guess I could keep eating it. I mean, I could do something else with my time instead, but I guess I could keep eating it. You know, and that's usually how it goes with chips. It's like, well, I mean, I could be eating something that's more rich and full of flavor and or better for me, but I guess I could just keep eating these chips. They're easy to eat. It's easy to consume video game. Unless you're me and you overanalyze every waking detail of it and recognize that these things don't make a lot of sense. I mean, you could probably teach your Cyclozar rock climb. It's a normal type, so I would imagine that it learns it. I'm going to need to ride my ride on here because that Hawlucha is about to chase me through the woods. But anyway. I mean, rock climb's not a TM that I can access, but I don't need to access rock climb. I have a futuristic Cyclozar of my own to wander around the wilderness with, so we don't need to worry about that part. 8:45, 22, so definitely you. And we'll work on you two after that. Although everybody's kind of keeping it a good clip. The captain's still a level below everybody else, but that's kind of to be expected, and it's where I expect he'll stay for pretty much the rest of the playthrough, so. Like, when he starts being the same level as everybody else, Chapelberry, that's when, like, the experience difference between everybody's going to be a little bit lower, I think. I don't have such a Pokemon because, well, Miraidon's not for Lend, and I don't think the captain could probably take you out to sea, but I don't think it would be a comfortable ride. Oh boy. Can you get a black punk Cyclozar? I don't know what Cyclozar's shiny color is now that I think about it. It would probably be worth looking up to see if it was interesting looking. But I don't know. The answer from me would be maybe for that one because I don't know that offhand. So. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. So our Pokemon are above level 50 now. Now I'm not going to do this until we're ready to go challenge the league because that. Conveniently, the town has a Delibird presence in it, so I can go take care of it. But now that our Pokemon are above level 50, we can actually go take advantage of Hyper Training. And Hyper Training is totally overkill, to be fair. It's probably not even remotely worth it for me to go and do it. But, well, maybe you should catch a Lapras then. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'll never have the opportunity to actually mess with my Pokemon's IVs ever again for the rest of the series when we play it. So I figure even though it's overkill, I might as well take advantage of it now while I can, you know. So that's what I'm going to go do. But we'll do that once we're done with all the training, once we fight all the trainers. And if we reach level 58 before we manage to finish out fighting all the trainers, that's fine. I'll just go and do the league beforehand. I ran into something I couldn't see. Dang. Oh, it says I ran into this T-posing Hawlucha. And now I can't get away from it. Missing No, is that you? How about a Pokédoll? How do you feel about a Pokédoll? I don't know what's wrong with this poor Hawlucha. He looks like he's been injured in some way. Because he's not in his usual battle stance. Maybe the game just didn't expect me to run into the Hawlucha, which, to be fair, I didn't either. I thought I was about 10 feet away, but apparently I was in his hitbox. I don't know, man. This game is wild. There's trainers down there, but do I want to go down? There is a trainer, I should say, down there, but do I want to go down there? I don't know. I'm just going to keep going in this direction. We'll see how many trainers we can find in this direction, and then after that we'll go down there. So... Wild Caparaja. I just didn't really look again in terms of where the trainers are in this area. I figured it was a small enough area where it wouldn't be really hard to find them. So we'll see how true that is. We found 2 of them at the very least. So I think there's a couple right over here. Yeah, there's one more over there already. So I seen that. I also dismantled that base pretty handily. So. Hawlucha doing? Ah! I am stuck inside of the tree. My hitbox will not allow me to leave. Please end my suffering. Here's a Pokédoll. That's not going to help me. Okay. That's levels for just about everybody. Aurora Veil would be nice, but I'm not using hail strategies, so, or snowscape strategies. I probably could, though, because there's no, like, residual damage to snowscape in this game. But I don't know if the Talonflame is going to help you all that much, honestly. I feel like you could probably just use a flying type move, but I don't even know if you know that I have well-baked body. Okay, never mind, I don't have an effective move. I was going to stay in, but I was like, I don't know that you have an effective move against me. Excuse me, but the captain is a safe middle. He can tank any 1 or 2 hits. It would be 2 hits. Okay, well, if you go for Tailwind, even though you're faster, that's your prerogative, I guess. This guy apparently wants to be the fastest thing alive. Sorry, I'm already blue. Not a hedgehog, but am blue. You're gonna have to do better than that. Alright, well, we are only 4 levels away. It's weird, it feels like a slog even though we're only doing this one trainer at a time, so. I think you just need to look at her when she doesn't have her face paint on. I think you'd think she's less grim. 62, 83, 79, 74. Okay, so Interceptor, you gotta hit the back there, brother. You gotta let everybody else have a chance. All right, so this is the edge of North Province Area 1, and we've got 4 of the trainers. There's probably a couple more over by the tower, honestly. I know there's one down from here, so I could go and challenge that one. Although that one might count as Tag Tree Thicket, but what do I know, right? Oh, it's good that I challenged this one, I guess, because, well, his jaw-locked Oranguru is a Scarlet exclusive, if I remember correctly, because Passimian is Violet exclusive. So it's good that I challenged this guy because this will fill my Pokedex out a little more. I've been trying to do that where I find the Pokemon that are from the opposite version, so that way if I, at the very least, instead of having a full, like, every Pokemon caught Pokedex, at least I can see as many of them as humanly possible. There's going to be some from Scarlet that we just can't see because, well, there's certain Pokemon that even though they can't naturally exist in this game due to plot reasons, they're still in the Pokedex as if someone had seen them. I don't know why that is the case, but it's kind of hard to describe that without us actually doing the story aspect of that, so I'll just wait until we do the story part of that and then I'll talk about it. But in the meantime, we have a Glalie to take care of. Are you going to explode? That'd be really not nice of you if you exploded. I could go to Yukiko, because what could you well, you could crunch me. What does this team have for ice types? I guess the captain. I guess the captain is a safe switch. Because explosion's not nearly as crazy as it used to be, where it ignored defense. Not anymore. I'm faster. I haven't even done the hyper training yet. We did EV training in our primary attacking stats, so I'm probably going to just do hyper training in HP and speed. I'm not going to bother with doing it in the primary attacking stats because I feel like that's just even more overkill than the other overkill. So I mean, maybe. It could just honestly be that I've found more experience. I mean, I didn't grind any chances with this team, so I don't know that I can use that as an excuse. Okay, so you two need to hit the battlefield a little bit more, and then probably Yukiko as well needs to get out there a little bit more, so that way we can get all of you some EXP. Espathra, just give me a minute to take a look at what I'm looking at here, the map, before you run me over. And then you can try to run me over, but I will run away. So yeah, not really, like, at least the first part of the stream is going to be kind of chill again. Not really doing anything of huge substance, but hopefully the second half, we'll hit it in the back half, you know what I mean? What level's that Braviary? No, not the Float. Not the Float. Oh, level 60. Wow. It's a pretty high level. And it flew off. So that's a Chansey that I'm not going to get to fight because these Greavard were buried in the ground that I didn't see. Well, bye, Chansey. So there's a chance of encountering Chansey and stuff in this area, and I think there's a chance encountering Blissey as well, but there's a lot of other normal types that you can encounter too, like Sawsbuck is one of them. Indeedee is another one that you can encounter in this area, so it's not quite as efficient to have normal type sandwiches here, even though the Chansey and Blissey are higher leveled. So how did you get down here from the snow slope run? It doesn't even, the slope doesn't even go down here. Excuse me? Okay, well, Toxtricity can take care of a Lurantis, that's fine. So there we go. Pretty high level for a bunch of ankle biters. Yeah, they still haven't fully evolved because they're like, well, this is the alpha, the Houndstone's the alpha in the group. So we might as well just let it be the highest evolution as well as the highest level. It's just funny though, because that becomes a trend in the later areas of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, the wild Pokemon start to be even higher leveled in some cases than the trainers Pokemon. Not sure why they do that. Usually it's the opposite way, where the trainers have at least several levels on the wild Pokemon, but I don't know. Maybe it's a design choice. Maybe they just didn't think too hard about it. Kind of hard to tell sometimes. Well, just don't go further down from here, because further down from here is Blight Town, and it's already affecting my frames just from me being in close proximity to it, so I'm just gonna not do that. No, you can't make me. You cannot make me go down back into Tag Tree Thicket. I'm leaving. It's not happening. Let's see. Probably this is the best way. Just find the straight up walls. There we go. And just go back up that way. You might want to be careful with your children there, Caparaja. I can't guarantee their safety if they keep sliding down that way. Probably not good for them. Alright, let's see if we can find any more trainers that we might have missed. I could go looking around for the berries and stuff around here, because they're the berries that work on super effective hits. That's the backpacker I already fought. But we won't need any of those. Not where I'm going anyway, so I'm not planning on grabbing them. There's probably at least one trainer that's not a tough trainer over by the watchtowers, if not more than one. So. Yeah, must have slid down those new waterfalls or something like that. Like the snow slope run doesn't even go that way though. Like, she's on the opposite side of the mountain from the direction that snow slope run goes. So I don't know what that's all about. It is 5 trainers, right? Let's see. Oh, I've already beaten 5 trainers. Okay, it's 6. So I must have been thinking of the one trainer that's over in this direction. Well, we'll go find them and keep this haul up. Let's see, 45, 49, 54. All right. Put you back, put you in front, and then we'll get Yukiko in here once everybody's kind of a little bit closer. I gotta watch the experience of my medium slow Pokemon now, because they are going to be the ones that are going to start needing a little more experience in order to get their levels up. Because medium slow, well, the slow had to kick in eventually, and it's going to start kicking in now that our levels are getting a little higher. So here's another one right here. There's probably one more like that way. At last, my greatest invention is completed! It means you need a cap in order to have feathers in it, actually. You just seem to have a weird tie-dyed hair that looks like a substitute. Or, I was going to say a Larvitar, and speak of the devil, there's a Pupitar. Which I suppose is nice, because there is also a Larvitar trainer that we, I think we fought on screen, I don't remember. But I have at least 2 of the 3. I don't think anybody uses a Tyranitar now that I think about it, so that's not going to go in my Pokedex. I probably should have just switched into Houseplant, because she could have Giga Drained that back, but eh. That's a lot of Goater cycles, yes it is. We need to respect the Goater cycle, even though I have not raised mine in a while. He's still there for moral support, I just haven't really used him for too much. I am going to switch in, well, I could switch in Roxas, actually, because he can... You know, I've got multiple switches for an Electros, really. I can't really switch in... Well, I can switch in Shaylee, but she doesn't really have anything effective to hit back because of Levitate. I can probably just Poison Jab this twice and be done with it. Oh no, Gastro Acid, my Punk Rock ability. That probably won't have any effect on this battle. Surprised it's actually a hat. Reminds you of the Gen 3 hair hat debate. Oh, with, does Brendan have a hat on, or is it his hair that he just dyed? Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I always thought of it as like a... I don't think I thought of it as his hair. I always thought of it as like a bandana or like a do-rag or something like that. I don't know if that makes any sense, though, because I was like... When Gen 3 came out, I was 12? Yeah, that sounds right. So... I don't know if I was... Sorry, I have something in my teeth. I don't know if I was making the most sense when that happened, but... You know, we've been kids. I'm an adult. Sometimes I wonder why I'm still playing this series, given my age, but... I find that it helps me to go back and analyze the things that I enjoyed as a child to really see if it was, like, something I truly enjoyed. Like, there's a difference here, right? Like, I think I mentioned it, I started playing a different video game off-screen because I was bored enough with this one. I started because here's how it all ended up starting is I started seeing people saying, oh, well, you know, now that the game's on the Switch 2 and it has a stable frame rate, it's just caught up to par with PS2 RPGs. And I was like, I feel like I should be insulted by that. Have any of you actually played a PS2 JRPG? I said, no, they were pretty great. And then I was like, wait, I'm not looking at this with rose-colored glasses, right? Like, I know Digital Devil Saga 2 was really good, but... Am I looking at this with rose-colored glasses? So I took my copy of Final Fantasy XII and I plugged it in. Ooh, Dragon Dance. And I started playing that. And I don't think I was looking at it with rose-colored glasses because I literally have not been able to put it down since I started playing it a few days ago. Genuinely, I would rather be playing that right now than what I am currently playing. It's not even a close thing. And that is a PS2 JRPG with... It's not an open world, but the world design in terms of, like, the fact that it's not fully restricted, but it's also meant to be taken on in a fairly linear order. Like, you're not expected to go to the end game areas, but you can, is similar design-wise to this game. And I don't think, honestly, was that a Wigglytuff? Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. You can find those in the wild. Not that you need to. It's, as far as I know, it's the only Pokemon in the game that needs a Moonstone besides the ones that are in the DLC. So, but yeah, no, it hasn't slowed down a bit since it came out in 2006. And I mean, I may be biased. I really like Final Fantasy XII, but I think there's a reason why I really like Final Fantasy XII, and it's because the world feels alive, the characters feel interesting, and there's a lot of cool mechanics to get into, even if you're playing the game on a repeat. Whereas in this game... well, oh, here's the other trainer. Okay. Sandwiches, yes. Whereas this game, it just feels like... Yeah, although he was playing chess, if I remember correctly, the Earl of Sandwich. I remember that story. With this game, it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of things that you can do on repeat playthroughs. Like, I've done... The cool thing that I did this playthrough was the challenging the Titans in the third stream, but... Now that I've done that once, every time I do that from now on, it will be exactly the same as I did at that time because... Oh, hi, Indeedee. Because, you know, I'd be basically using the same Pokemon, I'd be using the same strategy. Like, the Pokemon surrounding Knucklestack don't really matter, so those could be different, but Knucklestack is the main strategy, and once you've done it once, it's like you can do it again, but it would be exactly the same. You'd want it to have Sturdy, you'd want to use Salt Cure, you'd want to have a dozen Lemonades, and just wait until everything dies. And that's the gist of it. So it's like, I don't know. There's just, like, again, there's certain things about this game that really, you can't fix it with just an update from a higher processing machine, you know what I mean? There's just parts about it where it's just like, no, this isn't fixable, fellas. Not without fundamentally altering the video game. So, yes, senior trainer. Something like that. A tad, but considering what's possible these days, this disappoints. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm not... It's not a matter of, like... I thought I would have a lot more to say about the game than I do, but quite honestly, I think the biggest glaring thing that I can say about it is that it bores me. And really, when a game bores you, that's, for me, that's kind of a death sentence about a game, because, like, at least if it's, like, bad, I have something to talk about, you know what I mean? I can discuss why it's bad, or why this design choice wasn't the best, anything like that. If it's just boring, I don't even want to be playing it. Like, it just makes me want to fall asleep. I'd rather do that, because that would be a more productive use of my time. Anyway, the 3 tough trainers are 3 dragon tamers, and they're all at each of the watchtowers. Oh, okay, sure. So we'll battle all 3 of them, and then we're done in North Province Area 1, and it's only 8 o'clock. It'll be about 8:10 when we're done. I don't think you can handle this Noivern houseplant, especially if it's level 56. Interceptor, you're up again. It's a grandma. She's also a senior trainer. No, okay, that's fine. I was gonna say, if it's a physical Noivern, like that's not gonna be a problem. There you go. Yeah, bye. Okay, well, good experience out of that at least, even though it's only 1 Pokemon, but... Just wait till we get to North Province Area 2. The tough trainer up there, there's only 1 of her, but she's also got Pokemon that are level 56, and she has 4 of them! I don't know if I can handle 4. Well, I probably will be able to by the time we get there, because my Pokemon will be, like, you know, at least a level higher by the time we're done with all these fights, so... They don't pull their punches in the later... areas, though, if you want to get the League reward, because we pretty much had to fight, like, well, not every trainer, because the tough trainers count towards the, well, count, but we had to fight quite a few of them in order to get to this point, so. Alright, who needs what here? 63, 80, 69, 82, 77. Okay, so you switch into you, and then I guess I don't need a metagame, it's a gimme goal. Like... Dang, he got Chew-Toys. Yeah, that Noivern didn't really stand much of a chance against Bread Dog. It's such a bizarre Pokemon. I don't know why, but just like, it's just a dog, but made of bread. And it just, my brain, for some reason, sees that, and it's like, okay, this is bizarre. And there's like other Pokemon designs that are way far out there. Like, look at all the Ultra Beasts and stuff, and I'm just hung up on Bread Dog. Like, okay, where's your priorities here? He's a purebred, yes, that indeed, yep. The jokes, they write themselves. So you sell these gadgets then? Darling, they sell themselves. I don't know that they do. That was the Gadgetron vendor from Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, and I mean, she's right in a respect. They do sell themselves, because if you had them in the Ratchet & Clank 1 file, you could get them for free, but I don't think that's what she meant by they sell themselves. I think what she meant was, we have so much business, I don't know what to do with it all. And in Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Gadgetron has been out of business in the region or the galaxy for a long time, so I don't know necessarily that that's true. 74, 77. Okay, so you 2 are back up and running again. Golduck, I'll be with you in a moment. I can always fight you to get a little extra for, whatchamacallit. Am I gonna end up in the water? Like, this is a small island and she pushed me backwards. Am I gonna end up in the water? Oh, a Dragalge. Okay, this could be a bit of a problem, because it's got Sludge Bomb, and, I mean, I have Earth Power, but I don't know necessarily that that would help me here. You know what? Shaylee actually does have a pretty good matchup here, because it's a physical attack, Earthquake, and this Dragalge, from my understanding, is very bulky on the special side, but not so much on the physical. I don't know, I never really got to use Dragouge in Pokemon X and Y. I think it was a Y exclusive, and I played X, so that might be why that happened. It's funny, I ended up with Clauncher in both of the games that I played, Gen 6 and Gen 9. I'll take some of that back, thank you. I don't know that the Shell Bell is the best item here. I might switch over to Expert Belt, because I feel like it would... I mean, we don't need extra damage, but I feel like it would be a little bit better in some cases. Yeah, get that Rhino! That one probably does sell itself, although you need 1,000,000 bolts to get it, so... Well, that's true, but your downfall there was your secondary poison typing. The dragon typing didn't really matter much. I feel really bad, like, when I have to fight Dracloaks. I can't even go down to look at it, even though I'm pressing down. It won't let me go down. I feel really bad when I fight Dracloaks, because there's usually a bunch of Dreepy around them, and Dracloak, like, babysits all the Dreepy, basically. So I just feel really bad having to fight it, because all the Dreepy get like, oh, no, don't hit our babysitter, don't beat up our babysitter, that's not right. Then you beat it, and they all go running off, and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that to those poor kids. That wasn't very nice of me. That being said, they can turn invisible, so that probably helps them just a little bit. Why is there an Acid Spray TM all the way up here? Okay. You know what? Why not? Yeah, sad Dreepy is a crime. Why would you make Dreepy sad? That's not very nice of you. So. How would Crocodile wear an Expert Belt? Around her head or around her waist? Good question. I guess we can ask Shaylee when we give it to her. Alright, now, I'm sure that move was introduced, like, in Gen 4 or 5. I was gonna say, I don't even know what Wonder Room does. But apparently Golduck can learn it in this game. I don't know what you're doing. It's really bizarre, though, so I'm just going to take all your HP and leave. Thank you. Well, that got a good chunk of experience for Houseplant. She can swallow more souls and get herself even better off than she was. You know, Golduck is surprisingly quick on land, considering its feet are webbed. I wouldn't think it would be so quick, but... I mean, I guess it's a humanoid, so it would have that kind of ability to put that power behind its legs, you know what I mean? Behind each of its steps. Okay, so you two. And then we'll go with Yukiko. Although Yukiko would probably be a good matchup in this particular fight because it's going to be a dragon type. Let's hope it's something she can blast. And it isn't just like really high on special defense, but they forced you to claim the dragon's tail. That's not cool of them. At least one of them got the wings. Like, you guys could have, I don't know, done something else. Like, okay, that Goodra is highly specially defensive. I don't think that Yukiko is going to be able to handle this one. Interceptor, you're back again. But, I don't know, you could have had one of them claim the dragon's wings, and one of them claim the dragon's roar, and maybe one of them claim the dragon's treasure. Like, save that for the oldest one, I guess. I don't know. Like, wings is fine, but, like, breath and tail? Alright. I think it has to do with the islands around here, though. Like, these islands are called the dragon's, maybe, wings or something like that. I don't know exactly, but... But, I mean, I guess it makes sense she used Dragon Tail as a move, so... Oh, okay, so it has nothing to do with the topography, it just has to do with the dragon parts. And I would imagine you would be a little embarrassed by having the dragon's tail. Who wants to have the dragon's tail? If it's a dragon tail, that's a different story. And by tail, I mean T-A-L-E. But if it's a tail, T-A-I-L, well, that's just, I mean, there's all kinds of lewd jokes that you can make there. Yeah, she's the butt. That's why it's embarrassing. I wonder if there's any kid that got that one. Oh, I poison jabbed instead of thunder punching. Oh well. It'll probably still do good damage. And it did. You just like tanking my frames, don't you, Golduck? It's not very nice. And again, I'm around a body of water, so this game and bodies of water don't really get along. That's why we're not really going to go out into Casseroya Lake when we go back over there to fight trainers, because I can see that going very poorly. Okay. Lens flare. Good lord. Off to Walda. The glare. It's too much. Alright, what's this? Hurricane. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's that. We took care of all the trainers here. Only one of those 3 towers is flyable. My frames are in the single digits. Let's move over here. Excuse me. Claim our reward, and then we'll go back to North Province Area 2. And that'll be area number 2 done within an hour of starting the stream. Casseroya Lake might take a little bit just to run around because there's quite a lot of trainers over there, but we're like 1/3 of the way done with the trainers now anyway. So even if it's a little bit of extra travel time, it shouldn't take too long to the point where we won't be able to take on the league. So it should be fine. Oh, apparently I've beaten 10 trainers here, even though I beat... Did I beat 5? Yeah, I did beat 5. Okay. Never mind. Well, you get a Stone Edge TM from here. That's cool. I suppose they could have given that to you from Miss Time's quest, but considering she likes to debate about Stone Edge, but you know, it's fine if you get it from here. Do I ride over there? Oh, and this is the area, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I might have mentioned this previously, but in case I didn't, this is the area, North Province Area 1, because we've seen wild Lycanroc wandering around. And actually, is it getting close to dusk? It is dusk now. So actually, if we were to look around a little bit, we might find dusk form Lycanroc since it is dusk now. We might just find them wandering around down here. I think it's kind of rare, but you might see them just around near the mountains, probably more than anywhere else. Yeah, we'll just keep looking on our way to North Province Area 2. If we don't find them, that's fine. I don't need to find them, but if you want to get one, though, like I said before, there is always the... Oh, Wild Blade. There is always the Rockruff that's over by Medali. It's like south-ish of Medali, and it has the hidden ability, so then you can evolve that one into a dusk form Lycanroc. But if you want to just get one straight up, you could look around here. Probably an Encounter Power Rock recipe would not be out of the question, because then you would, you know, be able to filter through a whole bunch of the Pokemon here and end up with exactly what you want. I, however, don't seem to be having any luck with finding one, which is fine, I suppose. Don't need one. It's a cool Pokemon and it has really good ability as well, but don't need one, so... Alright, so I think if I remember correctly here, there's 6 trainers total, and you have to beat 5 of them. And there's a couple of trainers in this area here, including the Tough Trainer, which is, I think, near the shrine there. Not all the way up there, but, wow, that's a hell of a camera angle. Fair enough, bamboo shoots do make a bit of money, although you're probably going to use them in your recipes somehow. Can you cook bamboo? I don't actually know that for certain. I never would have guessed you could, because I wouldn't have thought to cook it. Do you think that Aura Sphere KOs from here? I'm pretty sure it does. We're 4 levels higher. Yeah. Thanks for the Seed Sower, but you only have 1 Pokemon, so why is that activating? Alright, cool. So I got a couple level 56s now. Yeah, that delay before the battle. Oof. I know. The game is falling apart at the seams. Ooh, Wild Arcanine up there. Well, she's right about that. They don't quite pull as much money as like Bomb Mushrooms, or there's a couple of other things that pull in a little bit more money, but I mean, this isn't a bad area to go wandering around hunting for valuables. You can probably find a fair few if you can handle all of the aggressive Pokemon. They are all over the wild Heracross. They're all over the place. Sorry, we just haven't really seen Heracross at all so far. They're actually not really very common in the like low-level parts of the game. They're pretty much like exclusive to the north section of the map, like Sokarat Trail and right here. It's kind of a shame because, I mean, Heracross is a pretty good Pokemon, although probably he's been available at low levels in other games previously, so maybe they just wanted to put him at high levels because they were like, yeah, he's been available at low levels in other games, let's just make him higher level here. I wonder, though, if you can get a Heracross in Tag Tree Thicket, though. I didn't see one. 3-star Terra Fairy Passimian. Interesting. I didn't see one, but I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist, you know? Like, look at all those aggressive Pokemon that we just wandered past there. That would not have worked out for us if we had been just standing around, so... Alright, so this one, I think there might be one other trainer behind me that I might have missed, but I could be wrong about that. 208, 494, 1317. Well, hopefully Crocodile, Shaylee can switch into something here. We'll see. If not, we'll just put her up front in just a bit. Alright, let's see what you got then, so we can see if it's a battle worth my time. Braxish, huh? I don't know if I've seen this in the wild, so it actually might be worth my time because we didn't fight. No, I think we fought this in a different battle, actually, now that I think about it. I feel like I've seen it in one battle. You know what? I think so, because I said, does Psychic Fangs cause a flinch? And so far, we haven't seen it happen, but I'm sure it does. Bamboo does not grow like that. I know it's a nitpick, but there really ought to be more stalks bunched together. That would have caused the game to freak out from having to... Oh, whoops, I didn't press no. Have extra processing power, but you're correct. I mean, bamboo doesn't grow like in singular things like that. It would be done in big chunks of bamboo. They just wanted a bamboo forest in their Spain region for some weird reason. I don't really understand that part, but whatever, you know, you do you, I guess. I'm not okay with it, but you do you. It's not like Pokemon companies listening to me. So, I mean, you're correct. I'm not saying you're not correct. I'm just saying I think they just kind of said, you know, we have a bunch of Pokemon that would make sense in a bamboo forest. Let's just put a bamboo forest in northeastern Spain, because why not? Like, I don't think that's how that works. But whatever. Well, why did you get so worked up? I literally just hit you like twice. Good question. Maybe it has something to do with the shrine with Scourge in its name at the top. No, hey, look, a Heracross that is biologically female. We mentioned this previously, but we had a Heracross that was... So this is in Gen 3, because we played Pokemon Coliseum, and I used a Heracross in that game. And in Gen 3, the differences between biological sex in Pokemon, like there wasn't gender dimorphism in Pokemon Coliseum and XD, not until Gen 4. So the Heracross that we had was biologically female, but it had the male horn, which meant it was a trans Heracross. So it was a first for me. I don't think I'd had that happen. It definitely hadn't happened on an official playthrough for the channel, but it was a first for me. It was cool, though. It was interesting having a Pokemon, like, retroactively have something that experiences sexual dimorphism that just didn't. So... Alright, who needs to get to 56? I think we're almost all at 56, except for the captain, who probably isn't quite there yet. Yeah, I didn't think so. No, we're all at 56. Okay, so it's just a matter of who needs what experience here. 59, 80, 70, 91. Okay, well, definitely Shaylee needs to come out and do something here because... Oh my god, the game's hiccuping. Because she needs to see more action in order for this to work. Alright, so... We found 2 trainers. Here's a third right here, but this is the end of the road. I know where the other 2 are. They're up closer in that direction. But I think we missed one off in the other direction among all the bamboo. Is it really pro wrestling, or is it all fake? I actually don't know if it's popular still. It was definitely popular when I was a teenager, but I don't know if it's still popular. Well, this worked out nicely because you don't have Levitate anymore now, do you? I mean, I could just crunch you to death just as easily, but yeah, let's open the earth up instead. Just rub it in your face that for some reason... Oh, damn it. I was gonna say, let's just rub it in your face that for some reason you lost Levitate in the interim. I mean, I know why they did it, because Gengar is grounded, but, like... That was such a good ability for Gengar to have. Why did you take it away from it? Is it because it got a Mega Evolution and you were like, yeah, nope, that would be too strong? Okay, Shaylee coming back from the low EXP with 2 big KOs here, taking all the EXP for herself. I was going to say, I don't know if Shaylee's a pro wrestler, but she's got the taunts down at least. Fair enough. Worth asking. I don't know if she's still there, though. Oh my god. I don't know if she's still there, though. Because I feel like after the base is taken care... Oh my... Jesus, it's not a wonder. There's all this foliage and a friggin' outfit of Passimian. I don't even know what their... I mean, I guess it'd be a pack, but like... Team of Passimian? Probably a team, because they're like a football team, so probably it's a team of Passimian. Alright, so you two are about even, and Houseplant definitely needs some extras. But good lord, the frame rate, it's as bad as Tag Tree Thicket! I should probably save and quit after I'm done fighting these next couple of trainers, because then we're going to have to go to Casseroya, and, oh lord, Casseroya. Okay, so it buffed out a little bit for a second. There we go. Here's the trainer. That's why I missed you, because you're a teeny tiny little person behind a rock. I'm a buffoon. That sounds like an Amoongus or a Fungus. One or the other there, Harry Potter person. We have Earth Power. I was going to say, I could probably take this. And yeah, we do. We have Earth Power, so we can take this. Wow, one-shotted. I didn't expect that. It's a coverage move, so usually coverage moves. I mean, I guess Arboliva has massive special attack, and we do have a level advantage over this kid, so. You just wanted to make that pun, didn't you, game? Fine. Have your day in the sun. Nobody's gonna know the Fungus Among Us thing, though, because all they would see is Among Us, and all of a sudden the suspicious sound effect would start playing. For what it's worth, I still haven't played Among Us. I barely even know what you do in that game. My understanding, though, is that it's a multiplayer game, so, like, I don't really have a ton of friends that still play video games, and as a result of that, me playing video games with friends is mostly a thing that I don't get the luxury of doing as much now as I used to. I don't even barely hardly get to play with my brothers anymore because we're all so busy, and that's really a shame, honestly. But yeah, a lot of the friends that we would have played multiplayer like 10 years ago or so, we've all got work and we're all in different time zones, and it just doesn't really work out anymore, you know? It's just the consequence of getting older. You end up playing more games that are single player, so you end up being probably playing more games that are contemplative than like cooperative, you know? Unless you like playing competitive games, in which case, go off. I'm not a big fan of competitive multiplayer either. Never really got into it quite as much as cooperative multiplayer. So. Oh, another Lumberry. That's nice. Alright, we found the non-tough trainer before we found the tough trainer, so that's good. I think the tough trainer's up there in that little nook there, so. Let's see. Houseplant, you're not going to do so well against this one, but you still need the most experience out of my medium slows. So, let's see if we can switch the captain in on somebody this guy's got. You got your black belt through an online course? Did they mail it to you, or? I find that kind of bizarre now. I took karate to the point where I got my black belt like years and years ago. It's been like 20 years. I barely remember a single thing about it, but like, I just find it odd that they can give it to you in an online course now. That's really, I mean, I guess it makes sense because, like, especially post-pandemic, it makes a lot of sense, but, like, I don't know. I just find it bizarre. They must, like I said, send you the belt in the mail or something. Bellybolt creeps you out worse than Darkrai or Giratina. Like, at least you know, with Darkrai and Giratina, you just know offhand, like, okay, I know what these Pokemon are about. They're, you know, gruesome Pokemon with these really bad auras about them. Bellybolt, it's like, oh, it's kind of cute, and then you see that it's got the weird eyeball things that are not really its eyes, and then it's got the dynamo on its stomach, and it's like, oh my lord, what is that thing? Oh, Yukiko, you're going to get a chunk of experience out of this fight. Because this Gallade is also weak to a move you have. Okay. Is that the best you can do? Just delay the inevitable, waste a power point? Like, what do you think this is? You're not toxic protect stalling, you're just protect stalling. Why do they give NPCs protect in these Pokemon games? When all it serves to do, like the AI seems to prioritize using it because it's like, okay, I can take no damage this turn. It's like, yeah, but then all you do is you end up making a fool of yourself because you miss it. It's like, okay. Ooh, do you have the Blaze Breed of Tauros so we can show that on screen? No, it's just the Combat Breed. Alright, fair enough. Can I switch anybody? I mean, I probably should just stay in and use Psychic. But you probably have a dark type move. I'm going to switch Interceptor in. It's fine. And then we'll switch the Captain in to get his level up a little bit after this. So we might end up going to Casseroya Lake after we beat... Like, not the entirety of Casseroya Lake after we beat the League, but we might end up finishing it after we beat the League because we might not get it all done by then because we are already 56. And if we want to get to 58 and 57 for the Captain, then we're probably going to just be done with that shortly. So... We've gained 3 levels in such a short period of time on this stream. It's kind of crazy. It's only been an hour. Managed to break through the confusion. Good job, Interceptor. The first to reach 57, although I think Yukiko went up there with you, so... You didn't even practice it in real life? What do you mean you got your black belt and... Oh, because you ordered it on Amazon, huh? No, you just... I'm not convinced that you learned anything if you said, wait, this is way harder in real life. What do you mean? Like, you had to have practiced something to get a black belt, right? Okay, anyway. Enough of fiddling around because that guy's being more bizarre than I thought he'd be. 604, 1275, 1305. Alright, Captain, we'll start with you, and we'll see if we can switch in Roxas and Shaylee in this tough fight. I'm sure you are, ma'am. That's why you're a tough trainer. Are you practicing for the runway or something up here? I bet he doesn't even lift. Something like that. Oh, this is a good start. Hey, Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Forgot you posted the stream alert. Been chatting with other people. That's okay. No problem. We actually aren't doing anything particularly wild right now. We're finishing up fighting the trainers in North Province Area 2 right now. And then the last place we have to get a League reward from is Casseroya Lake, the trainers around there. So we're going to go fight them until we get to level 58 and 57 for the Captain, and then we're going to go to the Pokémon League. And that probably won't be much longer from now, because most of our guys are already level 57, and if they aren't, they're on the cusp, except for the Captain, who will be 56 after this fight's over. So we have a plan. It should make things a little more interesting in about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll figure it out from there. Drop kick. I don't think this -1 attack is going to... Well, actually, I was going to say, I don't think it's going to save you, but quite honestly, Sarina's thick, so... Yeah, I was going to say, it might just save you a little bit. Now, do I be cheeky? Do I be cheeky here and switch in Shaylee, or is she going to go for a random move and just Trop Kick me in the face? Because she might see a KO with Trop Kick. I didn't see exactly how much damage it did on the first switch. So let's see. Okay, nope, I did not. My cheekiness was not punished, because now I can get a Moxie boost from knocking you out with Aerial Ace, and then we can just sweep. So, I told you Aerial Ace would come in handy. Oh, it even got a crit. Nice. You got iced tea mixes at the store today? Nice. Hopefully they come out good. My grandma still makes her own iced tea. I don't know, like, I guess she... I haven't seen if she grows the tea leaves or if she gets them from someone else, but yeah, she makes them old-fashioned styled like that. Like, she uses tea leaves and she uses like lemons and all that other cool stuff, so... It's neat. I'm glad that she still does stuff for herself. She's like... How old is she now? I think she's like 91, so... Good for her, you know? I was gonna say, this probably KOs a +1. Metronome is greater than judgment. You know, I could also get a metronome for Shaylee, actually, now that I think about it, because that's available in the shop. I do use a lot of the same move over and over again. And she's going to get a ton of experience from this, because this Gothitelle is also dead to a +0 crunch, let alone a +2 crunch. Good lord, man. Putting on a clinic again. Her kill count continues to rise. Sarina's funny. You traded for that Bounce Sweet and Moon, and you never regret it. Literally had that happen back in high school. Hatched Togepi Egg and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and that was the first move Metronome pulled. Literally said, I'm using this one. It's Destiny. Oh, Metronome into Judgment. I see. It's more likely than you think. Yeah. Well, there you go. I've never seen... Well, not the best yet. I haven't beaten the trainers around Casseroya Lake yet, but thank you for your words of encouragement. I don't remember if I've ever seen the move Judgment, now that I think about it. Maybe I've seen it in Battle Revolution, but I think that's the only place I've seen it. And I've only seen it in Battle Revolution because people can just use... I remember because I played like the Gen 4 quote-unquote metagame online in Battle Revolution. And people can just use whatever the heck they want in that game online, so like... I've probably seen an Arceus in that game. You literally had a small child channel. God, why would you have ever chosen to not use it? Yeah, no, I mean at that point it's like you said, it's like Destiny. You gotta use it at that point. So, all right, $49.99, 62, 54, 32. So definitely houseplant out first. 8,500. So 8,500 more experience between us and the league. That's definitely not 13 trainers worth of experience. We'll probably get that from about 5. So, anyway. That's all the trainers in Area 2 of North Province. We get Outrage as a TM from this one. So that's cool. And off to Casseroya Lake, where I will save, quit to the title screen, and then we will return and probably still be in 10 FPS because this game hates me. But we can start from right here, because this is where the league representative is, so, you know, might as well start from here. So, let me switch into my spring uniform now as well, because we'll need to be in not too warm of environs in order to, you know, so I'm not sweating to death in the Pokémon League building. So, I don't know if they have the air on in there or not. Alright. Save. Quit to the title screen to refresh frames. Probably won't make a lick of difference, but I'm trying it anyway. Soft-boiled, luster purge, etc. That level 1 Togepi clapped Silver's level 16 Ghastly. Togepi's a monster in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Yeah, it can be pretty strong in that one. I mean, especially like you think about the fact that Heart Gold, Soul Silver lets you have a choice specs. That's nuts. Like, I think they gave you a choice scarf in Platinum as well, but a choice specs, like, okay, Noctowl just leering at that. Anything that's like a good special attacker, it's like, okay, all of a sudden you have a monstrous special attacker. I guess Noctowl is not really a good special attacker, but it probably is with a choice specs. So, I like using Noctowl in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, though, because of its Insomnia ability. So it works pretty well for the first 4 gyms. Alright, where are the trainers around here? I should have looked at the map before I did this. I'm sorry, I'm slacking on this game because I'm just so bored by it that I don't do my due diligence before we play it anymore. I'm sure we can find the trainers. They fade into the draw distance a little bit faster than everything else, so it'll be fine. I guess, unless we avoid eye contact or I avoid talking to you. Oh, nursery. Cool. Your friends are being rapid trolls in Left 4 Dead 2. They're swapping out Ellis for Germa985. I feel like I know that name from somewhere. I know Ellis, because that's from Left 4 Dead 2. I feel like I've seen the word, like the name Germa985 before. I don't remember where. Noctowl would also slay with glasses, just saying. Absolutely. I think it'd be awesome looking. Alright, Throat Spray a go-go. Well, actually, that's fine, because technically speaking, Arboliva doesn't mind having her speed dropped since she Giga Drains away any damage that you deal. Well, for the most part, considering I didn't just one-hit KO you with my non-Throat Spray boosted Hyper Voice. Throat Spray was a good idea, though. I definitely don't regret buying that at all. Because when am I ever going to get the chance to use that item ever again, right? Never, because it was introduced in, like, what, Gen 8? So, or is it Gen 7? I don't remember. Not playing either of those. Not planning on playing either of those, so probably better to, you know, take my time with it. I wonder if an Earth Power would do more damage in this case, or a Giga Drain because of the Grassy Terrain and Stab. Let's see, 60, 90. Grassy Terrain boost by 30%. 30% of 90 is like 30-ish, whereas this is 90, 180. So this would do more damage. I can't suck out your soul this time. Well, I could have. I probably still would have KO'd, but this will do it. Okay, cool. And just like that, we're already almost level 58, and we just started here. That's great. We won't even get to Sokarat Trail until we're done with the League. That's crazy. Oh, I mean, I guess I'm doing that, although I'm mostly doing it for the League rewards, but hey, I guess, you know, don't need an excuse for it. 29, 20, 34, 11, 63. Alright, Captain, you need to get in, and then we'll try to get Roxas in as much as we can as well. Germa, the one people bully for being a rat, Mr. Giant Enemy Spider, that Germa? I don't know. All of those references don't really... I don't know any of those references, so sorry. You think? Allie did something funny on the way to, you think on the way to the water gym? She crossed the bridge and almost wiped to some trainer with Pokemon 10 levels above her. That sounds right, because there is a bridge close by here. It's probably this bridge right here, because this is West Province Area 2, and so, like, you know, you're going to Porto Marinata, but maybe you go this way instead, and you go here, or unless you're going to Medali, in which case you could go here, go up this way. All the trainers in this area are considered Casseroya Lake trainers, so they would have, like, level 50 some odd Pokemon, and that would definitely lead to almost a wipe, depending on what they have. So... gotta be careful. Casseroya Lake doesn't mess around. Even the trainers around here can be pretty nasty. This guy's a tough trainer? Okay. I didn't know that, but I guess we're fighting him. Yeah, grilled rice balls, right? A little bizarre, but I don't know why you're telling me this. By the time I could fight you reasonably, I wouldn't want to be fighting you, or I wouldn't be going back to Medali to take the gym test, because fighting you reasonably means being way higher leveled in the Medali gym. Watch this do 40. Oh my god, I was right. I didn't know it was going to do 40. I just guessed a number because of the Assault Fest, and I was like, well, okay, there it is. Serendipity. Good guess. Alright, well, one of us is level 58 already. Outrage probably wouldn't be too bad, honestly, because one of the Elite Four members has Dragon types. I mean, we already know who he is, so I don't know if that's a spoiler, but... yeah, one of the Elite Four members has Dragon types, so we can look forward to that. Roxas, you can... you're going to have to take 2 hits from this. I don't know if this is going to work out. All I need to know about Germa is that he's effectively a living meme and he streams. Okay, well, fair enough then. Yeah, ow. Because you're going to take a water type move after this, because Barraskewda will see a KO with a water move, so we're switching again. Captain, you're back in. Barraskewda's scary, man. When you spec entirely into attack and speed, it turns out that can be pretty dangerous. Saw a funny AF Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep video. Stickman Sham uploaded it. You probably know what kind of shenanigans happened. Yeah, if it's I do know Sham, and if it's a Sham video and it's Birth by Sleep, it's gonna be something. Ow! See what I mean? Dangerous. I mean, that was a crit, but you know, still dangerous. So this will be what, 2 out of the 13 trainers, and we'll be at the correct level for all of this. Petal Dance. I got Giga Drain. That works fine enough. Braviary. Okay, what do I switch into a Braviary? I guess Roxas, right? Like I switch in Roxas to a Braviary. Because it's gonna try to do a massive hit on me here. I don't know, Roxas doesn't have a lot of HP though. I could try pivoting through Interceptor, seeing how much damage we take. If we don't take too much, maybe we can get a yawn off on this thing, and then we can switch into Roxas and be good to go. Crush Claw. This is gonna hurt. Oh, it didn't hurt that much. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, well that's not very nice, but I was gonna say maybe it doesn't have Sheer Force. That was what I was worried about. I was like, oh, this thing's got Sheer Force. I don't know about this, but yeah, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's got Keen Eye. Ouch. All right, Roxas, you're gonna have to take a Crush Claw there, fella. But once that's done, it's got at least one guaranteed turn of sleep for you to annihilate it with Thunder Punch. Bread eats bird. In Soviet Paldea. You ever seen Mysterious Figure beaten with command styles and spamming ice cream? I think I might have actually seen that video, yeah. I'm not sure how recent it was, but I've definitely seen a bunch of Sham's Mysterious Figure videos, so. That is one that I do know. So as it turns out, Sham and I play a lot of the same games. So, it's actually funny because I was introduced to Sham, like, I probably learned about Sham a while ago because of the Kingdom Hearts videos, but I was reintroduced to Sham. Oh, okay, he was talking about salty sweet ice cream, sea salt probably. But I was reintroduced to Sham when I was watching a Jim Reaper video, which I don't know if anybody's going to know who Jim Reaper is because he hasn't uploaded in forever, but he was doing Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 challenge runs at the time. He had already done a couple of Nocturne challenge runs, and then he was doing Digital Devil Saga challenge runs as well. And I don't think he finished his DDS2 challenge run yet. It was a low-level run of DDS2. But I don't remember if there was another stipulation that was what caused him to not want to do it. It had something to do with near the end game because of the fact that the layers of the sun are really difficult to do in a low-level situation. Like, we already had a hard enough time with the layers of the sun when we were at a normal level. Think about doing that at, like, level 30, and you got a good idea about how that goes. Also, the game is back to 10 FPS again, if not less. I went to Casseroya because I was going to go to Mesagoza to do it, but I was like, nah, this is closer to Montenevera, so let's go over here. We'll go into Delibird Presents, and I can show you what I meant. I think they're available in any Delibird Presents once you get 6 gym badges. It's under General Goods, if I remember right. Yeah, here's the bottle caps right here. So we need 2 for each of my Pokemon, so we need a total of 12. So there goes 240,000 of my dollars. But at least I'm finding something to use the money on, you know? Like, it's not quite as economically viable as Gen 6, because in Gen 6 it was like the second half of the game, all of my money went into buying expensive clothes, but I ended up with just enough money near the end of the game to be able to afford the expensive clothes and all the healing items I needed for the Elite Four. That's one thing I will give Gen 6. I think the economy in Gen 6 was really good because the economy... Okay, I'm a little cold here. I should have put on my winter uniform, but that's fine. I'll be here for 5 seconds. I think the economy in Gen 6, especially if you're bothering to buy the expensive clothes, is actually really good. So, fashion is God in Gen 6. Yeah, a lot of the outfits in Gen 6 are really good. Like, it makes me wish that they had that kind of outfit sense in this generation. But I suppose, honestly, with Gen 6, it was like, well, you didn't get to customize in Gen 5, and Gen 4 had Battle Revolution, and you got to customize like crazy in Battle Revolution. So they kind of had to step up their game in Gen 6 when they were like, well, now you can customize. And you can customize pretty good. So, all right, so we have 12 bottle caps. Let's use them to... And you could also use a gold bottle cap, which would just max out all of your IVs, but we'll just max them out one at a time, and I'll just do HP and speed for everybody. Because like I said, we did the primary attacking stat with EVs, so let's just do HP and speed for everybody, and that should be good enough, honestly. It looks like Interceptor might have a pretty low attack IV, though, but that's fine. I don't mind. He's been able to one-hit KO everything pretty reliably anyway since he got Play Rough and evolved, so it's no big deal. I'm even going to max out Houseplant's speed. I don't know that that's a good idea because she might go first and then Giga Drain before something even deals damage to her. Maybe I should have given her a... oh god, what's the special attack plus speed minus nature? I forget. You know what I'll do? I'll do HP and defense for her because I really don't want her going first. I want her going second in most cases. So let's just do HP and defense because her special defense looks pretty good, but her defense could probably use a little boost. So. It's too bad Gen 7 was mostly t-shirts. Really wanted a nice sundress and Alola. A sundress in Pokemon Sun? That checks out. Yeah, honestly, like, if you're gonna wear a sundress in any of the Pokemon games, Hawaii would definitely, like, the Hawaii region would definitely be the place you'd do it, so... I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of situations of 2 steps forward, 1 step back in a lot of mechanics in this. Oh, you've already got a capped HP IV. That's nice. What do I do, George? I guess I'm gonna max speed. I guess I'll put some in defense for you too, since you've already got capped HP. I mean, 180 HP is nothing to sneeze at for a Toxtricity, so I suppose I should have expected that. Yeah, there's a lot of like 1 step forward, 2 steps back types of a deal things going on in Pokemon. Like, I never played Legends Arceus, but one thing that I think they did really well in that game is that if you want a shiny hunt, you're not limited by being colorblind, because there's actually a sound effect that happens in that game when a shiny shows up within your draw distance. There's like a ba-da-ba-dung that shows up, like you hear it. And then you can pinpoint, okay, I don't know where the shiny is, but it's somewhere within the draw distance so that I'm available, like that I can see. So I need to land if I'm flying or whatever. And I need to scan the horizon because it's got to be around here somewhere. And then they don't have that in this game. And it's like, you guys literally made the game less accessible to colorblind people. Like, you're already having a hard time with PR. Are you sure you want to make it even harder on yourselves? Like, that you're making it harder for people with a disability, basically, because they're colorblind. So they have like a limitation, and you're making it more difficult for them to play the video game a certain way. If they want to shiny hunt, they can't really do it in this game because they can't see the color distinctions from out in the wilderness. It's like, okay, come on, guys. Like, we can do better than this. Okay, we'll give you HP and speed as well. You're not known for being particularly fast, but maybe it'll get over 100 if we do this. Honestly, you just love using Naive, which is plus speed minus special defense, because no one expects you to sacrifice any of your defenses. Use it on Pokemon that won't miss their defense. Yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of people, they're just like, okay, well, let's reduce our stat that we're not using for attacks. But for mixed attackers, you have to consider those defense-dropping natures because, well, you don't really... I mean, if you're a mixed attacker, you're going to need to drop either your defense or your special defense because you can't drop HP or something like that, you know? So... Alright, now Yukiko, we got a little bit of an interesting conundrum going. Of course you have capped attack. We got an interesting conundrum going on here, although you've got 144 speed, and it's going to go even higher after this, so like maybe it's not much of a conundrum. She's going to be good for 2 members of the Elite Four, but one of them has a really very high special defense Pokemon, and so she's using a special attack, Ice Beam, for her same type attack bonus move. I can always Terrastalize to make that a little bit easier, but even with the Terra, it might not be enough. So I may have to switch her from Wise Glasses to Never Melt Ice to make it work. But maybe it'll be enough. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Well, everybody ended up pretty even on the experience there. Looks like everything worked out pretty nicely. And let's see what their stats look like now. So, well, your speed is higher than your attack, so I guess I don't have to worry about you outrunning things. Defenses look good. Didn't really get much of a boost out of the defense IV, but that's okay. You're in good shape. You got even defenses as well, so that's not bad. 151 speed. That should do for a little while. I may need to give you the Choice Scarf at one point, but I mean, I think you'll be okay for a while. There is like one battle that we're going to do, not in the post game, but like after we're done with the league, where giving you a Choice Scarf might not be a terrible move. Well, you didn't quite hit 100 speed, but that's fine. You'll get there soon. And then you've got 156 speed. Actually, that's probably enough, honestly. So, but yeah, looks like everybody's good to go. Interceptor actually ended up with the least amount of HP. That's kind of surprising. Well, maybe not, because I have a lot of Pokemon with pretty good HP stats. So, all right. So here's the challenge from Cassiopeia is here. Pokemon League is over here. We'll come back to this because it's not nighttime now. So, although I think you can find the event with Clive when it's not nighttime at the front of the school, but we'll worry about that later. Basically, my thought process not in the post game, but after we beat the league, is basically going to be like, okay, let's go around Casseroya Lake until it either becomes nighttime 1, or it's like getting close to it, it's evening or something, until it either becomes nighttime or it is well, just flat out nighttime. And then we'll go back to the school and we'll take care of that event. Although we do have to go back and battle Arven as well. So maybe we'll do that first after the league is done. We'll see what time of the day it is. But at the very least, we have something to do to pass the time in case we need to, if it's like all of a sudden first thing in the morning when we finish the league. So you do it on non-mix attacker, you use it on Statland. It losing special defense means nothing. It has paper mache levels of special defense, but that extra speed is amazing. I don't know. I mean, in that particular case, I'd just use Jolly because even though it has paper mache special defense, that might be the difference between living a hit and not. But, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal, obviously. Like, you do you, but I think I'd use Jolly in that particular case because it's not... If you're not using the special attack, then why not make it the lowest stat, you know? So, oh, you know what? There's another trainer that we can fight here too, the cabbie that's down there. So we'll hopefully I remember that he's there after we're done with the league. Excuse me, and then we'll go fight him as well. I'm gonna switch this out for expert belt. I don't need the extra attack when you get going, but it'll help for the first couple of hits. So. To be honest with you, I don't even know what Steel Beam does. Oh, okay, it's a recoil move with 95% accuracy. It's not a wonder I don't know what it does. I probably would never use it. I'm already not a big fan of recoil moves, but in that case, I'm even less of a fan. There's the expert belt, okay. I just don't think the shell bell's really going to do much, honestly, so we just won't even bother. Alright, how do I want to do this? First person out actually should be Shaylee. For the first two Elite Four members, having Stealth Rocks is actually kind of helpful setup, so we're going to try that. And then for the second two, it's pretty much just the Yukiko show, honestly. So, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, everybody's all head full. I think we have all of the items we need. I've basically never had to go shopping for items in this game and had plenty of them, so hopefully that should be enough to take on the league. Let's find out. With Stoutland, it really won't lose anything. It loses spit death if it dies in one hit before Naive, which is often Naive won't change much. Yeah, and I guess that's fair then, yeah. If it's already dying in one hit, then that little difference probably won't save it much. So. Hello, La Primera. I don't know, I almost want to just call her Gita anyway, because, I mean, that's what the text box is calling her, so. Yeah, that's the gist. I heard. That's why I'm here. Thanks, I'll try not to disappoint you. Our Pokemon are at appropriate levels for this, though. Like, we could have challenged it earlier. Hell, you could actually go into this place and take the assessment when you have 0 badges. They'd obviously turn you away. They wouldn't have you fight, but, like, you could do it if you really wanted to, so. Actually, before I do that, let me go turn off my air conditioner. I think I should be cool enough in here. And I actually kind of want to hear the Elite Four's battle theme because it's pretty good. And I wouldn't be able to hear it with the AC on, so give me 1 second. It's like 73 degrees Fahrenheit out right now, so I think we'll be okay, but, well, we'll see. If I'm not, then I'll be a little warm by the end of this, and then I'll just turn it back on. No big deal. It was more of a showdown thing. The Pokemon in Gen 6 UU would usually one-shot with special attacks anyways, but many of them were slow enough, and then the speed was helpful. Yeah, and probably Stoutland is one of those Pokemon where most people don't expect it to have a ton of speed either, so, like, if I remember its stats correctly, I think it's pretty slow. But I could be wrong about that. Times like this, you realize you're good at base game Pokemon, but will get creamed by a competitive player. Competitive has the chance to be a mistake. Base Pokemon game is way more fun. Nothing is non-viable. Hearing that almost everything you like using is bad hurts. I mean, you can use things in a niche situation in competitive Pokemon. It's just that the problem with competitive is that most people run the top tier stuff all the time, especially if you're playing in Wi-Fi battles. So you end up seeing the same 25 Pokemon over and over and over again, and it gets a little boring. You'll call getting through the battle facilities pretty good, at least. No, don't discount that. Those battle facilities are tough. That's an accomplishment. So don't discount yourself from that. So yes, we do. And they would literally say, very well, you may now proceed to the interview room, even if you had 0 badges. It's just that apparently they make the interviewer interview you anyway, it's only for them to turn you away. Which seems counterintuitive, but I get the impression not a lot of people come here to get the interview with Miss Rika. Also, hi, Miss Ricka. Oh, all serious now, huh? I guess this is a serious situation, so I'll try to be all business as well. Okay, sounds like a plan. Yes, I do. Sure, shoot. Oh, okay. I'll try to be careful then. Well, I mean, technically I walked to the building, but I came in by flying taxi, so. I already had the fly point, so might as well. The name of the school? Uva Academy. Apple Academy, Orange Academy, and Grape Academy, huh? Those were the 3 answers. Well, I guess I'm here to become a champion. I mean, I could say I'm here for fun, but the point of it is to become a champion. If I wanted fun, I'd just play a different video game. Sorry, that was a low blow. You know, I guess I didn't really think about that all that much. I mean, I guess Nimona wants me to fight her, but I don't know necessarily that's what I want to do with it. The champion thing is kind of a stepping stone. I need to become strong enough to help a friend out, so that's, I guess, the plan. Well, the only one that actually, I mean, probably most people here say Levincia because Ayano tends to be a little bit of a difficulty spike, but we were well prepared for that one. The only one that managed a KO on me, to my recollection, was Larry at Medali, so yeah, Medali Gym. Well, I mean, he's right at the top, but I just said it, Larry. He wasn't particularly memorable, but maybe that's why I remember him. Yeah, he was the everyman, so he used normal types. Probably these are the questions where you could fail if you guessed incorrectly. But, you know. I did. You want to see my Pokedex? Maybe you'll give me a rating, because Professor Jacques sure isn't giving me a rating. I missed the Pokedex rating. I know it was just a couple lines of dialogue every time you'd show it to him, but it made you feel like you were progressing, you know? Here it's just like, okay, here's a reward, I guess. The category of Pokemon? Oh, okay, yeah, Firecroc, because I chose the princess, Fuecoco. She may be in the box, but she is sorely missed at all times. She just has too much friendship now. She would dodge every attack and survive on 1 HP like 6 times in a row. Oh, okay. Fair enough. What do I intend to do? I want to be even stronger so I can help out with a friend. I guess it's multiple friends because technically I'm helping Nimona by being stronger too, but that depends on whether or not we consider Nimona a friend, and honestly, I'm not even sure if she's enough of a character to even be a friend. So, you know. Okay, final question. What would you do with $1 million? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The answer to that one is always middle management. It's really sad, but that's what I was told. The answer to the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years with this company, is middle management. But, well, Miss Ricka, I don't know if that's a question. I feel like there's always going to be, you're only ever going to get one answer from that one. Of course I like Pokemon. I don't like where the series has gone in the past many, many years, but I still think the concept is awesome. I just think that other series are doing it better than this series is now. Thanks. Okay. How'd we do? Okay, good. I wasn't worried for what it's worth. Battle Nimona, how romantic. No! Not just the same Pokemon, but the same builds too. Yeah, and that's true too. Why is this room so big? Because corporate? Honestly, I have no explanation. Ooh, Academy. Who struggles with Ayano? Did I miss something? I don't know. I only murdered everyone. I feel like a lot of people say that Ayano's the difficulty spike, but I think they're mostly just over-exaggerating how hard her Levitate Miss Maggie is with the Terra Electric typing is. I've seen people struggle with her, but I don't know. I did a very unorthodox way of fighting her, but quite honestly, if you have a physical attack that can just hit her really hard, you'll knock it out in 2 hits no matter what, so. You missed Rowan's Pokedex ratings? He was such a funny, grumpy guy. Rowan was cool. Yeah, I mean, don't remember Rowan's Pokedex ratings that much, but then again, I didn't play much Gen 4. Well, I did, but I didn't play much that I remember. Think she managed to struggle only with the Psychic Gym Leader Tulip? No, oh, that's fair. Yeah, I could see that if you don't really have a Psychic answer. We had a Ground Dark type with Moxie, so there was no challenge at all. Nimona has no character, and it's a damn shame. 1 billion lions or one of each Pokemon? I mean, if it's one of each Pokemon, I literally have God, so God can just be like, so. I think one of each Pokemon. Okay, you didn't fail. You've seen so many VTubers fail this part, and it's sad and hilarious. How do you fail this interview? I mean, I guess if you come here before you have 8 gym badges, but anyway. We passed the interview part, but there's 2 parts to this whole assessment. There's the interview and the elite test. Here's where the battles begin. You know, the part that we figured we'd be doing here. It's 4 battles without rest. You don't get a heal in between. Montenevera Gym. So I hope you brought a few items with you because you might need them. I think you do get fully healed after the Elite Four before you fight the champion, though, if I remember correctly. So I actually don't know if you can leave this room and then come back. I would imagine maybe, but you probably have to take the test again if you do that. So since we passed it on the first try, let's not tempt fate. Let's just go. I'm ready anyway, so. Oh, they fail after they come here with 8 badges? And have no idea how so many of them failed. How much attention were they not paying? Like, I mean, I understand this game is boring enough to the point where it kind of just makes you just consume it until you get to this point, but like, you need to be paying attention to locations and stuff like that. Like, how do you survive in real life if you don't do that? Okay, I don't know. I shouldn't harp on people I don't know and I didn't watch, so because I don't know them, so why am I criticizing, right? Okay, sure. That sounds like a plan. I figured you were going to be one of them. I just didn't know you'd be the first, but I guess that's you know, efficient. Okay, here we go. I'm a big fan of the Elite Four music in this game. I think it's really good. It's very tense, which is not exactly like the mood in the room because we know Miss Rika and all the rest of the Elite Four members pretty well, but hey, you know, I like the music. It reminds me a lot of Gen 5, actually, honestly, which is probably part of why I like it so much. But I do like the build-up in the intro as well. That's pretty cool. So I always try to sync the music up so that it hits on the 4th tempo beat. Although I heard in the original iteration of Ouch, this game, before it was patched out, if you waited too long on the intro, it would just never start playing the actual music. It would just literally loop that like at the beginning of it for the entire battle, and it would just be like, okay, when is this going to start, you know? Alright, well, Seed Sower will help a little bit, but we should be able to take this Whiscash out without too much trouble now. Especially since we didn't get the accuracy drop, although it's faster than me, I think, so it probably... Okay, that's fine. I can handle a Blizzard. You give those back! I'd respect the focus on learning if it didn't suck about as bad as real school. I mean, fairy. I mean, you know, and I guess it's... And I guess, and again, I shouldn't harp on people I don't know in terms of, like, how did they struggle with this, but, like, you know. I'm trying to do this playthrough, I wanted to do as much completely as I could, because I should stay in Earth Power, but I also shouldn't. Because I said, no, you know what, nobody does the school stuff on screen, so I gotta do the school stuff, but, you know, it's a goofy spin there. Fan of the fixed version, can't get the damn Memory Leak version out of your head. I haven't heard them, unless the Memory Leak version is the one that, has the weird, like, whatchamacallit. Oh, do I stay in and just Water Pulse you? Because I'm afraid her Donphan's going to come out after this, and while the Stealth Rocks will break its Sturdy, I think the Seed Sower might return its Sturdy, which would be just annoying. That's why I stealth rocked. She has a Donphan with Sturdy. So let's see what she sends in next. If it's Dugtrio, that could be a problem too. Okay, it's Donphan. Well, it's not Dugtrio, and because if it was Dugtrio, we'd be arena trapped while being asleep, which would be also annoying, but you know, this might work out okay. I'm just gonna switch into Houseplant. Oh, it's the one that never really starts that I described. That's the Memory League version? Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. And she missed a Stone Edge. Do I Leech Seed first? Because this is going to give you back all your HP, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. On the last turn of Seed Sower as well. That sucks. I'm going to Leech Seed first. Oh, Poison Jab. Oh, that hurts a little bit. And it poisoned me. That's annoying. But I get my Seed Sower back, and as long as I don't miss this Leech Seed, I should get quite a bit of HP back after this. Even with the poison. Gotta go listen to the Memory League version. Fair enough. It's literally just the first 4 beats, and that's it for the whole thing. So have fun storming the castle. I'll let you know how it goes. Stone miss! Got 80% accuracy. Oh, okay, so the Leech Seed and the Seed Sower literally put me back at the same HP as I was. Okay. Should be fine then. As I say, barring a crit. But, we risk crits around here. It's not like it's a Nuzlocke. I've got to worry about that part. Rick is giving me more of a run for my money than I thought I'd have, honestly. It's fine, though. I appreciate the little bit of challenge, but I honestly expected to sweep right through most of this. All right, so Dugtrio. So we're probably arena trapped, and I think this thing likes setting up Sandstorm, so hopefully this doesn't go poorly because of... No, actually, if it's setting up a Sandstorm, I'm not arena trapped because it has Sand Veil. Not that I have anything that I'd reasonably want to switch in on this anyway. So, what is the point, though, of her using Sandstorm here? Is it just for the Sand Veil? Because it didn't work, for one, and two, like... like, if it has Sand Veil, then I guess she gives herself a little bit of an accuracy boost, and it does a little residual as well, but, like... It's not like she has a Rock and Ground type as her signature Pokemon, or I don't think she has any Rock and Ground types on her team, so she doesn't even get the special defense boost. It's just for the residual and for the Sand Veil, which means it's literally just there to be annoying. Why would you do that, Rika? I had such high hopes for you. Anyway, here's your Clodsire. It doesn't know a Poison-type move, so I think I'm fairly safe to stay in. If I remember correctly, though, you only get 1 Terra for the entirety of the Elite Four. I think you get it back for the Champion when they heal you, but I'm going to try to avoid using it, because we don't need it for Clodsire. We'll be able to KO it in 2 Giga Drains anyway. It's so French-shaped! It's also, I think, got Water Absorb, so maybe be careful about using Water-type moves on it, although I think it has Water coverage, too. I don't know if that particularly helps it, but, you know, it's there. It could have been a regular Quagsire, too, although they probably wanted to showcase the Paldean one because, you know, it is new. Ah, there's the water coverage I just described. I don't know why you're using that. Well, actually, no, I do know why you're using that. You know why you're using that? Because your ground-type move is Earthquake, and the Seed Sower, because of the grassy terrain, would make it less effective than that Liquidation. So we would have taken even less damage than we just took from the, whatchamacallit, the Earthquake that didn't happen. Well, that takes care of that. The captain was sleeping on the job, but Houseplant got the job done. Not only is it real, there's an edit with multiple Rika images layered on each other for the thumbnail. That's funny. Clodsire. Not wearing a top hat, but Clodsire nonetheless. Good job, Houseplant. That's 1 in the books! We didn't even take all that much damage. I'll just need to do a couple of full heals, and that'll be it. Yeah, I'm going to try not to Terra, honestly. I think, you know what I might do? Instead of Wise Glasses for Yukiko, we did get a Never Melt Ice on the mountain when we were just wandering around. I might just give that to her because she's going to literally use all 10 of her Ice Beam power points in the Elite Four, so we might just do that. Because it'll give her a little extra power. If that's the only move she's going to use anyway, I might as well just power it up as much as I can. Yeah, I was going to say, don't give me too much credit too quickly there, Miss Ricka. You're the first one, so... And they have their Steel-type Elite Four member as the second trainer. Still don't know where her paycheck goes, but... Well, here she is. He's got a Grass type, so I was screwed right from the start. Because I didn't carry Poison-type coverage on my Poison Ground type. Alright, anyway. So now they'll ask you, if I remember correctly, if you try to walk forward, they'll say, are you ready to challenge, in this case, Poppy, before you fight her? But obviously at this point we are not ready. We need to use a couple of healing items so that we are fully prepared. I'm going to burn a full restore because we have 21 of them for 6 points of HP restoration. You'll never see me do that anywhere else, but in this particular case, I don't think it matters too much. Oh good, I got 8 awakenings, so here you go, Captain. No sleeping on the job here. Alright, and we need Shaylee out for more Stealth Rock shenanigans here, although, honestly, she might just sweep through the entirety of Poppy's team as long as she can live a hit, because, I mean, Poppy's got Steel types, and we have a Ground type that will probably just annihilate all of them, so... Might be getting a few sweeps here in the Elite Four, just, you know, as part of a plan. We'll see if it happens, though. There are a lot of people who didn't guess that Poppy's a Steel user. Just realized she looks a lot like Cheryl. Can't take Poppy seriously, sorry. Yeah, I don't know if anybody can, so... I guess, honestly, like, I see the key around her neck, but it's not like a house key. It's, well, okay, so honestly, just it being a key reminds me of Klefki, which is a Steel Fairy type. Then I look at her clothes and I'm like, okay, so she's probably Steel type because she's got that kind of grayscale outfit. But the key itself is like gigantic. It looks like an industrial like lock type of a key. So I guess that's what gave it away for me. But anyway, let's see if Shaylee can sweep. Get the broom out because the next 3 Elite Four members might be sweep, sweep, sweep. Now, we'll see about that, kid. I'm sure they are. Well, that depends. Because one of my friends just happens to have a type advantage and the Moxie ability, so that bouncing off you're talking about? Yeah, maybe not. How did she make her Pokeball appear from thin air? She might be a Psychic type user, actually. No, it's a Casseroya. We might exchange Stealth Rocks in the first turn, honestly. Or it might just hit me with a Fighting type move and just annihilate me, but we'll see. I'm actually okay if it just uses a Fighting type move, because quite honestly, I have a massive HP stat. I might even live. Casseroya is no joke, but I have a massive HP stat. I might even live. So. Okay, Heavy Slam. That still hurts quite a bit. I mean, Casseroya is one of the heaviest Pokemon in the region, so I'm not shocked, but that still hurts quite a bit. Alright, good. That's a one-shot. And that should be the case for the rest of her Pokemon, because Shaylee's just going to keep going now as long as she's faster, which these are all Steel types, so I'm fairly certain she will... Okay, that's a Corviknight. Well, that's not going to be a sweep then. I don't have anything for a Corviknight. Well, I have Roxas, but, you know. Actually, Roxas should be a good switch into this thing, because Steel's not very effective. Flying's not very effective. It gets Body Pressed. That's not very effective. Okay, Roxas, you're up. I just have to figure out a way to get Shaylee back in for the rest of these Pokemon. That's going to be no easy task. We'll see. Guess Steel just because of all the gray. Yeah, and that's fair, honestly. Plastic key to a toy car with that texture work. Yeah, it isn't exactly the best textured key you've ever seen, huh? I mean, I guess it's better than the massive amount of chrome that Magneton has, but I don't know if that's just annoying to me or what. Thunder Punch! Yeah, I didn't think that was going to KO a Corviknight. But it might KO itself. Nah, not with that recoil. Almost. Love how the Elite Four in this gen all use those same gloves. Think Ida does too. Should make that part of the uniform? Probably, honestly. It's probably part of the uniform for them. I mean, considering all the school kids have to have the uniforms on and you can't change that, although that's probably more of a game design thing, because they didn't want to render all these fully 3D models with like widely different clothes, but you know. Can I switch in on a Bronzong? Switch Shaylee in on a Bronzong. It's got Levitate. I'm like 99.9 it doesn't have Heat Proof. I might stay in because I know what her second to last Pokemon is, and Shaylee should be able to come in on that fairly safely. Yeah, I should be able to 2-hit with Fire Punch. Okay, that's a problem. I didn't see that coming. Okay, well, goodbye, Roxas. It gives me a safe switch into Shaylee, to be fair. Although I might want to switch in the captain. First of all, get a little experience, and second of all, to revive Roxas first. So maybe I'll switch into the captain, and we'll just make this a little more interesting, right? Just so that this way Roxas doesn't fall too far behind on experience, because then I'm going to have to bring him all the way back when we get back to Casseroya Lake. I say, well, that'll do a little damage. Dark Pulse a go-go. Now here's the question. Her second to last Pokemon, well, we'll see it in a second, but it might see a KO from here with Kraden. Because, yeah, it's Magnezone, so it might see a KO with T-Bolt or something. Does it go for it, or does it... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm planning on switching into Shaylee anyway, so, like, even if it goes for T-Bolts, I'm not going to take any damage, and then, well, there's the sweep again. Have at it, Captain! He's not really getting to do a ton, honestly. It's kind of sad, but he's there at critical moments when it's important, so... I don't think that light screen is going to make any difference for you. But this Magnezone does have Sturdy, which is why I wanted to put up the Stealth Rocks. Because just like Donphan, I'd rather be able to just break the Sturdy and immediately KO it rather than having to waste 2 moves. Poppy actually did her homework on making a monotype team that isn't awful. She has a lot of good secondary types in there, so that's a good thing. And here's the Tinkaton. I can't Terra, but I do have +1, but Tinkaton has a lot of defense. I don't know that we KO with Earthquake from here, even at +1. And she's going to Terrastalize it, but I'm going to try, honestly. I'm probably going to get absolutely punished for it, but I'm going to try. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. I'll just go into something else. No big deal. Although Terra-boosted Gigaton Hammers will probably hurt just a little bit. Thankfully, if she uses it this turn, I think if I remember right, Gigaton Hammer can't be used 2 turns in a row, so she won't be able to use it next turn. But honestly, she's probably just using Play Rough, because that'll definitely KO. I'm faster, though, so never punished. Okay, well, that worked. And from here, the Elite Four becomes easy street. As you'll see shortly, Yukiko hasn't gotten a whole lot of, good job Shaylee, a whole lot of attention from the Elite Four just yet. Because I think everybody else has switched in, except, well, no, actually Interceptor hasn't yet. But everybody else has switched in besides her. The next 10 Pokemon are basically just ice fodder, so take revenge on. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, that phrase might be a little tough for a 4-year-old. Good secondary types, good coverage, good everything. Honestly, it's just a good Steel-type team. Gigaton Hammer is actually funny. It's not 2 turns in a row, as Allie learns 2 moves in a row. If you were to use it and then use an item, you'd still be locked out of Gigaton Hammer again. Oh, okay, I see. So it's kind of like how Protect and everything like that still have lowered accuracy if you use an item in between. Yeah. That could be a bit of a problem. Larry's here too? It's not a wonder he always looks so overworked. He has 2 jobs, and they're both not competitive battling, but they're both battling at a high level. Alright, fair enough. I see that. I wasn't expecting it, but I see that. Although, Larry's a little different from how he was at the gym, as you'll see in just a few short minutes, so... I don't think a Hyper Potion will quite top you off there, Shaylee. That's the thing about her having a massive HP stat. It's great, but when we have to heal her, we're pretty much going to be using full restores and max potions. So, you know, that can be a bit of a problem. Well, it looks like everybody's still doing pretty good experience-wise. They're all pretty much where I'd expect them to be. Alright, let's find that Never Melt Ice that we had. Because I should be fast enough to outspeed everything on the teams here. It's just a matter of having enough strength to KO them. And I'm going to try to do it without Terra-ing, just because I don't know that you get the Terra back for the champion. And I might want it for the champion, so... as like a final KO, you know what I mean, so... Alright, but Yukiko, you're up. This is all you. As it turns out, I mean, she's got the Ghost typing in case he's using normal types, but... well, let's just say there's a reason why he's got a Sky Blue tie. Unfortunately for you, I'm overworked and underpaid, you see. Now for Lawrence. Something like that. Literal best thing they did with the Elite Four. Larry's easily one of the best things about this game, especially that false cheerfulness joke. He's just so done with life, and I think that's what people appreciate, because, like, he's kind of basically them tipping their hat to all of the older fans and being like, we still see you. We still see you being there and buying these games, even though we don't put as much work into them as we probably should. We see you. Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't know that I have any complaints. You guys seem to be following a trend where all of your typings are the same as the typings of the Titan Pokemon, which we haven't seen in, what, 11 episodes now? So I'm okay with that. Let's see what you got then, Larry. You're on the clock. I'm not paying by the hour, though, so I guess I'll have to make this quick. I love the Tropius opener. It's not about to love this Ice Beam, though. Yeah, so he uses flying types. And it's a fairly diverse team of flying types as well. Unfortunately, they're all weak to Ice Beam, so Yukiko, if you please. This is one of the reasons why I was really happy that I could use an Ice type on a team in this game, because you just annihilate the Elite Four with it. Like, half of the Elite Four's Pokemon just Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam. And it just rocks them, so. Plus, Frostlass is pretty quick, so she can usually get away with doing this without having to wear a Choice Scarf. Some other Ice types, if you want them to go first, they'd need a Choice Scarf, or they'd need to tank hits, so. Although Staraptor might, I don't know, Staraptor's pretty quick, but I don't know that it's faster than Frostlass. I guess we'll find out. You know what I should have done is I should have given you an Adrenaline Orb, actually, because if I did that and got intimidated, you would have gotten a speed boost. Okay, we're faster. Never get over that sleight of hand when he pulled out his first Pokeball. Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly. I miss my wife, Jimmy. I miss her a lot. I'll be back. And then he came back. He's here. After all that time, he saw his wife and he returned for me. And with that, we've seen all 4 Oricorio forms, even the cheerleader form. Cheer for this. I didn't have to be that mean. She just wanted to offer moral support. Yukiko's the first... No, never mind. Shaylee got to 60. I was going to say the first one to reach level 60. But still, good for her. She's the second one. No breaks, Larry. We're still on the clock. Maybe you'll get a bonus for getting swept. That's not going to happen. Now, Flamigo should not be faster than us either, because the thing about Flamigo is it has like base 90 speed. So even with a boosting nature, I can't imagine, especially since I just bottle capped my speed. That meme was literally reused when Dragalia lost in, and you'll never forget that. Yeah, it's been a while since Dragalia lost one away, hasn't it been? That's unfortunate. Oh, there goes Flamigo. Oricorio is literally a fun Pokemon. Love these gimmicky Pokemon. I mentioned when we fought Ares Team Starbase, Oricorio actually has a pretty good advantage there as well, because of the fact that Revelation Dance, and it's a neat gimmick because Revelation Dance is effectively a 90 base power Terra Blast because it takes on the typing of whatever your Terra is. So Oricorio can play a few mind games if you give it a Terra type that isn't like flying or its secondary type. We of course just used it for the flying typing, but you know. Well, you used the typing that I had a significant advantage against this time. Last time I didn't have an advantage other than, you know, Master McEwen, who has since retired. So, Larry, he's older. He's not going to hear you. Do you need a megaphone? Does Larry, like, actually have someone? I mean, given his track record with the fandom, where they seem to think that he's just down on his luck constantly, he probably doesn't have anyone. He probably has too much work, so he can't think about that, but that would be just my guess. I don't know. Dragalia died 2.5 years ago, and there's a private server that's still pretty alive and well. Just doesn't feel the same, so you haven't played it like back when Cygames still had it. Yeah, fair enough, honestly. 2.5 years is a long time, though. I feel like we just talked about this not that long ago. All right, don't shout at me. I can hear you. The only other thing I don't like about Mr. Hassel, I like him as a character fine enough, and I like that he's like an older an older figure, male figure that your character has like as a reference point. You know what I mean? As like not a father figure necessarily, but as like an older male figure in their life, because your father is nowhere to be seen in this game. The only thing I don't like about Mr. Hassel is he walks around like he has to go to the bathroom all the time. Like, I don't know that anyone else has noticed that necessarily, but his walk is like, I need to go use the restroom. That's where I'm going. Like, okay, man. Why did you make him walk like that? He doesn't have to. I'm not paid enough to shout. That's gonna cost you extra. Alright, well anyway. It's good that we've gotten most of our Pokedex, like, ready to go with all of these people as well. Like, we haven't had too many updates on it. Alright, well, Captain, you're gonna sit this one out again because Yukiko has got this on a lock, but hopefully you'll see some more action when we fight the actual champion, although I didn't have to use anything here. I'm gonna use one of my ethers. I've got 65 of them burning a hole in my pocket, so I'm just gonna... I don't have to. It'll restore 10 power points, and I have just enough, but you never know, just in case I manage to live a hit or something, and it's like, okay, well, it didn't die. So, excuse me. Alright, let's fight Hassel. Second verse, same as the first. 5 ice beams, and, well, we'll see if that's enough. He's got a, he's got himself a dragon that has a significant amount of special defense, so we'll see. Hassel's gait is weird. Yeah, just a little bit. He ain't Norman, at least. Oh my god, I wasn't going to say anything, but yes, he walks like he is chafed. Yeah, just a little bit. Literal first thing you notice when he started walking. It's like, why do you walk like that? Sir, are you okay? Did you hurt your legs or something? Well, I mean, to be fair, you helped with that. I did take all your classes, so... Didn't use the Terra Shards, but they're still there if I need them. Yeah, fair enough. Oh. And get lost in the fires of battle? Alright, well, he looks a little more serious now than he was. But he is a dragon-type trainer, so he's going to have that ferocity somewhere. He's also left-handed, so bonus points for me, since I'm also left-handed. Unfortunately, I can't switch to left-handed unless... I think in the DLC you might be able to switch to a left-handed throw, but I forget, honestly. I know you could do it in Sun and Moon, which I did as soon as I could, but, you know. Oh, okay, you're a little quicker than me. I mean, it's a Noivern, I guess that's to be expected, but... After this, I think everything is slower. I think. You're also a lefty? There you go, nice. Still built like a peeled banana. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the hairstyle isn't really helping with that. So, lefties for life. In the DLC, you can swap to left-handed throw. Okay, gotcha. So at least they brought that back. It just feels like... I don't know how I feel about that, though. You know what I mean? Like, they're keeping the throw styles locked behind a $30 DLC. Like, come on now. It was free previously. You gonna make me pay to be left-handed? What are you trying to say, Japan? Okay, here's the Pokemon I was worried about. He's got a Dragalge. We have a special attack. It's Ice Beam. I hope this'll be enough. I don't actually know. Let's see. I'm not going to Terra, because like I said, I might need it in the champion battle. Yeah, just shy. That's what I thought was going to happen. Sorry, Yukiko, you might not be getting a sweep today. Never mind, she lived on 6. Okay. It's a good thing I used that ether, then. Pokemon is not good with inclusion. Yeah, I noticed. Took away, like I said, took away the damn sound effect for shiny Pokemon showing up, so now colorblind people have a harder time shiny hunting. Like, we know they have some trouble with inclusivity. Conform or pay, pretty much, yeah. That's the gist of it. Sorry, Flapple, you didn't deserve that. I like Flapple, but, well, Flapple had to go. Baxcalibur is his final Pokemon, so here's the pseudo-legend. pretty sure it's slower than Yukiko, but if it's not, we're going to get Glaive Rushed, which is fine, because then Interceptor can come in, and we'll leave Yukiko KO because she's farmed experience like a maniac in the past, like, 10 Pokemon. Now, it's an Ice Dragon type, so Ice Beam would normally be just regularly effective, but Terastallization exists, so he will Terra it into a Dragon type, a pure Dragon type, which is massively scary because Glaive Rush is a move, 120 base power, 100% accuracy, does not lock you in like Outrage, and this thing has like the same attack power as Haxorus, so it's scary, but we have an Interceptor for that, so yeah, we're faster. Oof, and it lived. It's got a lot of H. Okay. Now I just feel bad. Frozen happens, but now I just feel bad. Do I switch Interceptor in? Because I figured I was dead. Do I switch Interceptor in on this now? I mean, it's gonna, if it thaws out, it's going to use Glaive Rush, which is just not very effective. Interceptor will KO after. I'm going to switch Interceptor in. Let him get a participation credit. Yeah, froze it at the most critical moment possible. Well, they didn't change the shiny noise, they just don't have a shiny noise in this game anymore. It was in Legends Arceus, but if you see a shiny in the wild, there's no noise to indicate that it's there. It's just not there. So, I was frozen today. Turns out it's pretty hot outside, so a frozen treat would make for a good chew toy for Bread Dog. Goodbye, Baxcalibur. That was the saddest Baxcalibur anyone has ever seen in our entire lives. Good job, both of you. Yeah, and I don't think the Elite Four members have any full restores in this one. I don't even think the champion does. So, there's no full restore spam. Not like it used to be. I remember they used to have like 5 or 6 items way back in the day. Impressive. I'm glad, but you didn't have to go so hard on the... I mean, I guess that's his whole thing. He's very intense with his emotions. Give the poor man a hug, Poppy. Yeah, I noticed. He did this in class, too, which is a little embarrassing, but whatever. Yeah, you're the only one who's... I mean, Larry's too level-headed, so he can't do the talking. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm glad I have all of your blessing at the very least. But yeah, we still have to fight the champion in the champion assessment, so she's waiting for us. What do you mean strong arm all of you? Are we starting to get into the weird toxic relationship things again, like Tulip and Miss Dendra? We don't need that today. Literal only things that are worth it in the DLC are Ogerpon and 3D printer that can make more Master Balls. That's kind of the one thing they shouldn't have changed. They really should have given the Elite Four at least 1 full restore each. You would think so. I mean, they're paid well enough. You'd think they'd get some items. Don't be champion of the Pokémon League without knowing how to spam full restores. Yeah, that sounds about right for Lance, honestly. This line, sorry, Miss Ricka, I don't know about that one. Cynthia says hi. Iris says hi. Diantha says, why is this lady on my level? Okay, so you do get a team patch up. I don't know if that restores your Terra Orb, though, so... But we didn't burn it, so we have it if we need it in our back pocket. Even if it's just as, like, a final nail in the coffin. If we don't need it, you know what I mean, so... Yes, it can. We know that much from the Final Fantasy Legend 2 playthrough. I will attempt to do that, Mr. Hassel. And they give you just enough room, I think, to walk in between them. Barely, but just enough. So, I missed Mr. Leary. Talked to all 4 of them. I don't know if it's going to be the fight of the century. Her team is something. I will see what I can do. Alright, what's her first again? I feel like it's a Spathra. So I'm going to operate under the assumption that it's a Spathra. It really should be a different Pokemon that she has on the team, but it's the Pokemon that should be her first Pokemon is also her ace, which is a really weird design decision, but I don't know. Whatever. But we got a full heal, so I don't have to use another ether on my ice beams, so that's a good thing. So if it's a Spathra, I mean, I could probably just have Shaylee sweep, sweep, sweep if it's not, like, crazy in here, but we've seen that enough. That's okay. We've got the captain in the back. He should be able to take care of the ace if, for some reason, Shaylee has trouble with it. Do I save here? I think I'm going to save here, because I don't want the game to, like, crash or something. Usually it's not a good idea to save in the Elite Four, because then you're screwed if you can't beat the Elite Four in Champion, but, like, come on. We'll be fine. Alright, here we go. Actually, I need some water before we face the final test, but... Master Ball DLC. Even have a moment you can see in the Indigo disc that has Geeta giving more directions to Larry, and by directions I mean orders. I think she was making him go to another region for something. Oh, good lord. This man is so overworked. Controlling Pokemon was a neat gimmick, and as a Mystery Dungeon fan, you're terribly distressed at how underutilized it was. Yeah, I think in the DLC you do get to control the Pokemon remotely, although I think it's pretty limited, but I could be misremembering that from what little coverage of the DLC I've seen, so... Yeah, epic! Closest you get to that in the main game is the Indigo Disc DLC. It just feels like it should have been $2 for it. Not 30. They're charging me 15 times too much. Alright, I'll take a drink while it loads in. Okay. So, here goes nothing. We're at the pinnacle. Let's see if we can take it all the way. It's very quiet up here. I'd expect it to be more windy. Excuse me. That's great. First thing I come out for the La Primera, and the very first thing I do is burp at her. What is this, a Nintendo Capri Sun stream? I love Nintendo Capri Sun. He's great. He's awesome. Shoutouts to him. For what it's worth, it wasn't particularly difficult. And from what most people say, Geeta herself is not particularly difficult, but we'll see that firsthand right now, so... Okay, what's that? And that is... I don't know that that's inappropriate. I just think it's a little sad because I've fought you before, and knowing that you're not holding back and this is all you can do is sad. But we'll see. I thought Nimona passed... Well, actually, Nimona passed at the last treasure hunt. That was probably like last year. So... They've probably been terribly bored this entire year. Well, let's see if we can measure up. By comparison, I'm not as big a fan of Champion Geeta's theme as the Elite Four theme. It's very generic. It's fine, but it's very generic. I might be spoiled by Leon's theme, though, because despite all of my griping about Gen 8, Leon's theme was pretty good. So, alright, let's get this started with a bang. No kidding, I know how to use super effective type matchups. I probably wouldn't have gotten here if I didn't. So. Alright, how far can we ride this train? Shaylee, how much coverage did I give you to do? Oh, okay, Aerial Ace coming in clutch again. I don't know that it'll KO a Go-Goat in one hit, even at +1, but here's the Go-Goat. This one's not here for moral support, unfortunately. Oh my lord, it one-shotted. Sweep, sweep, sweep! Here we go again! What else you got? Veluza? I think I got something for that, too. Oh, good lord. She doesn't deserve this. No. We can't do this after everything we just went through. This is how this is gonna end. With me taking out the broom. She already has a broom on her head. I don't need another one. Oh, my lord. Why is Moxie an ability? Why does it exist? I don't think I can KO that. Even at +3, I don't know that I can KO that, and it'll definitely KO me with Avalanche. Do I switch here? I think the sweep might be over, fellas, because Avalugg has base 180 defense, and even at +3, I don't have a super effective move for that. I'm gonna switch. It's fine. It's been fun. And actually, the captain hasn't seen much action at all since the first fight, so let's get him in here and start aura sphering. That'll work pretty well on Avalon. Like, let me at least talk to some Pokemon NPCs, dang it. Yeah, come on now. Sure, let's go, great value, Cynthia. Yeah, she's a bit on the budget side. Just a bit. Go, Kraden Rangers. Okay, that one shot is perfect. It is very limited, but shiny hunters can use it to find something that's bit out of their draw distance and then scare the shiny closer to the trainer so it doesn't despawn. See, that's a helpful thing, too. I don't know if that's intended, but it is helpful, at least. Now, she's sending out Kingambit at a good time, actually, because Kingambit has the Supreme Overlord ability, which increases, if I remember correctly, its attack by 50% for every knocked out Pokemon. This is the one she should be sending out last. The one she's sending out last should be the one she's sending out first, but what do I know, right? Are you faster than this thing, Kraden? You are. Good job, Captain. This is a one-shot. And now all we got is the last one, which I saved the Terra for this, and we should be able to actually do something with it, as it turns out, because our last one is Glimmora. It's a very strong special attacker, but first of all, it should be first, because as we saw with Glimmet, it has the Toxic Debris ability, which will set Toxic Spikes when you hit it. So it should be her first Pokemon, because then you've got Toxic Spikes to deal with for the entire match. And second of all, we have an Assault Vest, so I probably will even survive a Sludge Wave from this range, and I should theoretically be able to one-shot with the Terra-boosted, Mega Launcher-boosted Water Pulse. Captain, it's all up to you. Let's bring her to port, shall we? She's gonna give us a lighthouse, even. This metaphor has gone way too far, but I'll take it. Captain, affix the bayonets. Mortars at the ready. It's the Meta Knight flower. Something like that, yeah. Remember, like, half the people who do Victory Road don't even make it past the halfway mark. Yeah, I remember them talking about that in the rest of this. So, okay, she's going first for sure, because we Terra'd second. So, yeah, I'd imagine they would be pretty bored at this point. They screwed Hisui and Avalugg. I'm sad they gave it a rock secondary type. Just more fighting weakness. Like, we don't need that. Oh, well. Sludge Wave, let's see how we survive it. Okay, pretty well, actually. Captain, bring us home. Walk the plank. Ye scurvy snake. That's not a snake. And that was a crit at the very end, too. We didn't need that to KO, but I don't think we did anyway. But I'll take it. Nice work, Captain. Almost. It was a half sweep for Shaylee, but you brought us support. Set the sails down. We are ready to, not cast off. What's the opposite of cast off? I guess just come to shore, right? But that was sad, actually. Honestly. Like, I barely had to try. It's unfortunate. I mean, granted, I did bottle cap my speed, which is probably the only reason why the captain was faster than that Kingambit. We would have died. It would have used, like, Kowtow Cleave or something, but either way, we're a champion. Well, I guess. I mean, what else is there for me to do other than get the TM from Casseroya Lake and challenge my friends? Oh, here we go again. He's overwhelmed me so much in one day. I mean, honestly, let's not discount the effect of my Pokemon here. They're the ones that are shining at the end of all of this. I'll do my best. Probably because she literally can't contain herself anymore. She knew I was taking this test, and as soon as she saw that was in my location data, she was like, I'm running! You don't like it when she looks right at the screen. It's like when Miss Rhyfor looks right at the screen. She's like, I know what you're staring at. My eyes are up here. So, hey, Pokemon Dan. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we just finished the Elite Four and Champion, actually. So, we are wrapping things up. We still have to fight Arven. We still have to finish the Team Star stuff. And we, obviously, will still have to fight Nimona after we're done with this. So, you know. But we're wrapping some stuff up now. So, yeah, nice. It's been going pretty good so far. Team's been working out pretty good. Gita's not hard. Unfortunately, I think her team is super weak because she's locked to the Paldean Pokedex. I don't know. There's some pretty strong Pokemon in the Paldean Pokedex. She just doesn't really... She uses a couple of them. Like, King Gambit and Glamora are really strong, but they're in the wrong order. Again, King Gambit should be her ace, because then it gets a maximum boost out of Supreme Overlord. Glamora should be her lead, because then you have to deal with Toxic Debris unless you Rapid Spin it or Tidy it up. So, yeah. Like, they're just out of order. Like, somebody wasn't thinking when they put her team together. They should have been putting that in a different order to make it at least tricky. Like, you had to think a little bit rather than just spam, you know, dark type moves and water type moves and be fine, or fighting type moves and be fine. I did, yes. Well, I mean, La Primera wouldn't have walked me back out here if I failed the elite test, for what it's worth, so. Yeah, what a shock. I don't know if we're equals. You're still doubling down on your training, whereas I've learned to actually capture Pokemon, Nimona. Do that, then we'll be equals. Fine. I should not be encouraging this type of behavior because it's going to turn into a toxic relationship when we get a little older, but that's fine. She would literally not let me leave if I said no, so. Yeah, you're getting ahead of yourself again, Nimona. Give me a minute. Now, with that being said, I will say, you could call her Shaylee, first of all. Second of all, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if we want to do it here. Like, we could do it someplace closer to home, maybe. Actually, closer to home would be better, because in a second, we'll see where she's going to have us fight. And it's jump scare territory. Question from Pokemon Dan. Trade you a Pokemon holding Malicious Armarouge so you can get it for Charcadet because you only have Scarlet and don't want to use Armarouge, but you're... yeah, unfortunately I don't have Switch Online. Sorry about that. I don't know if anybody in the chat does either, but sometimes you can find people around in the chat that actually, like, have Nintendo Switch Online, so I don't know if you'll see them today, but if you come back on different streams, they might be hanging out, so sorry about that, but... Yeah, get out of here. But yeah, they didn't put that in. Yeah. Get out of here. Gita's team in the BBA is good because of King Gambit. Yeah, I can imagine the King Gambit being pretty powerful, honestly. Nimona, sorry, but you fell off. There's a new sheriff in town, and it's my bored ass. I mean, to be fair, I haven't exactly been entertained the past many hours. Special meaning? Yeah, our first battle was out behind your house, so why don't we just have it there? Yeah. Well, I know that, but for the both of us, it's the place where our rivalry literally took form. We would not be rivals if not for that first battle, so... But unfortunately, we can't battle over there. We never saw her... Well, we did see her outside the Treasure Eatery, although it was really outside the gym, so not really there. So I guess we're gonna just go fight her in Mesagoza. Because I have no say in this rivalry, Nimona! It's only what you want. It's never been about what I want. I want to go home. Right? Your treasure's gonna be me. I wish I saw you in the same light that you see me, because quite frankly, I wish I shouldn't say that. That's mean. I was gonna say I wish I never met you, but that's really mean. I don't think I would go that far, but... She is really annoying, though. Anyway, so she is in the Central Plaza of Mesagoza, and that's where you will fight her, is in the Central Plaza. You got it? You know what that means? You cannot walk through the Central Plaza in Mesagoza from now until when you fight her. And she has Pokemon that are level 65. So be careful if you're wandering around Mesagoza, because you could just randomly wander into one of the more difficult fights in this video game, if you're not careful. Really? That's... well, actually, no, that's not very shocking, because you're not very difficult. Never mind. Maybe she just needs to find Cynthia in Undella Town by going into the wrong house. Maybe that would test Nimona's full might. God, I remember that. I never did that fight personally, but I've seen other people do it, and boy howdy, did that jump scare the shit out of them. Actually, I might be able to find some help with the malicious armor on Reddit. Yeah, there should be a subreddit where you can do like trade and trade back stuff. Yeah, so you maybe be able to see it there, Dan. So can't even take her out to dinner without a scene. If only you could respond that way. Arvin was the favorite rival in this game by a long shot. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to think about Arvin because it's like, what does he have besides a deadbeat dad and a dying dog? Like, he likes hiking and cooking. But I'm trying to think about in terms of... I think we need to see Arvin again. I think that's what we need to do, because if I see him again, I think I'll feel better about him. But I've thought about it a little bit, and I'm like, do I actually even like Arvin? Oh, anyway. We can talk about that when we go see him, which we will, because as it turns out, it's sunrise, so we're not going back to the school. Oh, by the way, if you need to go to the school to finish out the Team Star stuff, make sure you go to this fly point. Not this one, because if you try to go to the... Well, actually, you could probably go there from here, because you could go around the Central Plaza if you go to this one. But if you go to this one, you have to go through... Well, you don't have to go through the Central Plaza. You can go up and around. Just avoid the Central Plaza. That's the point that I'm making. So, otherwise, you might be in a little trouble. Love that battle. It was fun. Yeah, I'll have to do that one when we do the black and white post game, because quite honestly, and Marie knows this already, I've never done the post game of black and white or black and... Well, I've done a little bit of the post game of black and white too, but I've never done the post game of black and white. I just stopped playing, honestly, after I beat the... Well, not the Elite Foreign Champion in Black and White 1, but the equivalent of that. So, yeah, I need to work on that. Which, it'll give me something to do when we actually do the playthrough, to be fair. So, all right, 11,000, 10,000, you're going to be way ahead. Okay, so, well, that's done with. We're a champion now. Back to training. Honestly, it's not really much training. It's just going to kind of be like, okay, let's just fight whomever from here. We'll start with you so I don't forget about you. As I would have. This guy's a kind of like a tricky person, too. He's got the tough trainer dialogue as well. And that should scare you off, but like if you're just wandering to the Pokemon League, you fight the other trainer here, it's like, oh, he's got a Meowth that's like level 14. All of a sudden, level 56 Crocodile. Oh, okay. That's what you're gonna do to me? Wow, it actually lived. That's impressive. Only the sandstorm and do nothing. Positive you have that jump scare on YouTube. Literally just turned around and walked right back out of that house. The PTSD was too strong. Arvin is better than Nemona. His character is flat, but it exists. Yeah, I mean, in comparison to Nemona, it's not really a contest, but Nemona, the bar is in the floor. Like, it's under the ground. It's stuck, phased under the ground like the camera has done several times in this playthrough. So I don't know necessarily that that's a high bar. I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, speaking of strong trainers, here's a guy with level 50-something Pokemon within 100 feet of Mesagoza. So that's interesting. What are the chances this thing has Levitate? Probably pretty high, right? What if I yawn and then Stomping Tantrum? Just to check, because at the very least then I can tank it. Well, what if it has Iron Head too? Okay, that's fine. Are you just like a weather guy, or what? Because you had Sandstorm on the first one, now you're rain dancing with it. Oh, it has Heat Proof. Clever girl. They probably gave this guy a bunch of status moves, though, because, like, you could be fighting him with level 15 Pokemon, and they want to... Well, no, because if he saw a KO, he'd probably just go for it, right? Remember when people thought Emmett would appear in this game looking for his brother? Wish they had done that. Which one was Emmett again? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember off the top of my head which one was Emmett. Oh, Ceruledge. If only it was an Armor Rouge, we'd have something else for our Pokedex. I'm going to switch in the Captain. He needs more experience than Shaylee does. Shaylee would be a good switch, but... Oh, the smiley one on the Battle Subway. Yeah, okay, I remember now. I was like, wait a minute, Emmett sounds like the Battle Subway. Is that the one I'm thinking of? But yeah, now that you mention it, yep. I recall. I don't remember if it's the one that points left or points right, but it's one of those guys. Honestly, it was still a shock to me when Colress appeared in Gen 7. I was like, what are you doing here? And then he had almost no reason for being there, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I guess. Well, that would be true, but I was already a champion before I fought you, so sorry. All right, well, since it's the middle of the day, we can't go do the thing at night at the school yet. So let's let the day pass a little bit by going to challenge Arvin. How about that? We can go show him the fruits of our labor by going and challenging him. He's got a Greedent first. What should I use against Greedent? I don't know, honestly. I don't really... I mean, I guess the captain, because he's got Aura Sphere. Colress and his stupid idle animation. What are you typing? Fanfiction? Dang. Going hard against Colress there. I mean, to be fair, yeah, I get you, because he's typing on his keyboard, but probably just typing in your data. Kid, are you okay over there? Oh, no, because she just phased out of reality after walking in place for several seconds. Okay. All right, then. So back up here, we haven't seen Arvin in like 11 episodes, but we can come back and we can show him that we did in fact grow stronger. We should be pretty well good enough to take on his team at this point. And then after this, I think what we'll do to end the stream is we'll go back to the school, and we'll see if we can make it to the point where it's nighttime by then, so we can take on... Because we have to talk to Clive at the entrance, and then that'll set up the Team Star stuff, but it only ends if it's nighttime, so we'll see if we can do that. Hey Arvin, long time no see. I'm back for my rematch. As you may recall, we lost to him the first time because all we had were our level 20-something team that we used to beat the Titans with, so... again, are you sure about this? I know it's been a little while at this point, but... You'd never know he was so weak, both 3 days before we fought and 3 weeks before we fought. Right now. His brother kind of got sent to the past and lost his memory, which sounds like another Ultra Wormhole situation. Actually, if you ever just try to trigger the ending fight of Star Road, the game changes to... Oh, really? Okay, interesting. I didn't know that part. I always just assumed we got to go there at nighttime, but... Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll test that theory out. I mean, it's not really a theory if you know that for sure, so... And actually, we'll probably be fighting his dog with our dog, because his dog is a dark type and mine is a fairy type, and so that should work out pretty nicely. We'll see. Let's see if those Herba Mystica have worn off a little bit since the last time we fought. That seems silly, though, because, like, it's the only time-based event in the game, as far as I'm aware, so, like, why would they say it has to be after dark, and... then just, I mean, I guess it's the same thing as what this game normally does in terms of making things convenient for you, but, like, you could make it a little inconvenient. Like, the game, like, real life is not going to bend over backwards like this game does most of the time just to fulfill your best wishes. Like, I've been hiking in the wilderness, okay? Like, I know what it's like. It's not as sterilized as this region is. This region is heavily sterilized. If you're just wandering out in the wilderness, you can just... You have data everywhere. You can just call a taxi. Like, if you're out in the woods, that doesn't happen. What do I do against Toadscroll? I guess I switch in Yukiko. It'll probably be okay because, well, I'm getting Giga Drained. Nah, I should be able to live that. It's fine. Excuse me. And then outspeed. I'll be honest. Oh, Spore. Okay, well, should have seen that one coming. I'll be honest with all of you, I think I like Tentacruel better than Toadscroll. I like Toadscroll because of its silly Squidward running animation, but, like, I don't know. I don't like what it evolves into so much. I used an item in battle. Probably because I got Spored. Power Whip. I'm gonna say that might hurt a little. It did, but not terribly much. You know, actually, it makes sense that I used an item in battle against Arvin, because out of all of the fights in this game where I've used items, they've literally all been in Arvin's presence. So, like, every single one of the fights against the Titans where we used Knuckle Stack, it was like, spam lemonades! We're gonna survive this, we gotta spam lemonades first! Looks like we've got pretty good counters for most of his team, though. So that's nice. As you say, that might hurt a little, because Scovillain's got a little bit of power behind that, but we should be faster. Yeah. Despite it being very strong on both the physical, I think the physical and special side, Skullvillain doesn't exactly have speed. It's like Cacturn in that way. Alright, Garganical I should be able to handle with Shaylee. So, we'll get your saltiness up out of it. Yeah, you know what, I was gonna say I'll switch in the Captain actually, but I'm gonna switch in Shaylee, it's fine. It's in the air. The theory is that he was Arceus' first choice. As we saw in the promo video, it didn't go so well and he got injured. Then it was the Gen 4 Pro tag. Oh, is that for Legends Arceus stuff? Okay. If it's so well, that's an option. So yeah, it must be stuff that I'm just not familiar with. Still love Arvin's theme. It is really good, yeah. So, Pepper Dino. Something like that. Oh, this might hurt. Yeah. It didn't hurt all the way, but it hurt pretty good. Skullvillain is actually a good Pokemon in your eyes. Never thought they'd finally make a Grass and Fire type. It's about time, honestly. Like, I feel like Grass and Fire, it's a tough combination to create a Pokemon for, but it has been 9 generations, so it's about time they did something with that combination, you know. Alright, Cloyster. I don't know that Houseplant is a good counter to a Water and Ice type. What's this thing even going to do to me, anyway? It's just going to use a Water-type move, but then I have to take a Water-type move and an Ice-type move. Maybe I just switch in the Captain, or a Sphero KO. Maybe we just switch the Captain in. He's usually a safe middle when it comes to Water-types. I don't think he can learn anything that's super effective against Water-types, though. Oh, he put up Stealth Rocks at some point. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. He probably did that with Garganical when I switched in. But, well, good for you, Arvin. You're using your brain. That's nice. Now let's see if I can use my brain, because he's got one left, and it's my Bostiff, so... I just gotta get Interceptor in, and then we should be good to go. Good job absorbing that Intimidate for your fellow team member there, Captain. Alright, Interceptor, you're fresh and ready for more, so let's get you in, see how well you tank a hit, and then we'll see what this thing has for coverage moves, because I'm gonna have to take a coverage move in a second. The dogs are play fighting. Did you mean to hold that upside down, or was that just a little glitch in the system? No, he's holding the Terror Orb upside down too, I think. No, never mind, that was right side up. Because the Jewel is up on top. I don't know what I'm talking about. Grass Fire sounds like combusting hay in summer. Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. Spontaneously combusted! It's funny because that was a line from a dog in Chrono Cross, and here we are with 2 dogs play fighting. Alright, Interceptor, it's been too long, but it's your time to shine. Let's show Mabostiff the power that we've gained on our journey. Flare Bale or something. Or something like that. Always loved doing this back before you retired. Having a match where you both use most of your teams, if not all of them, it just sets the scene. And like I said, we had pretty good counters for his entire team, honestly. So, I'll take it. It worked out pretty nicely. And look, we're both playing rough. Like I said, the dogs are play fighting. I was gonna say, watch me miss a 99% play rough right at the end here. It wouldn't have mattered, but, you know. How do you like them apples, Arvin? Like I said, I haven't exactly been twiddling my thumbs. Good job, Interceptor. Good job, everybody. And look, the camera didn't glitch out like it did the first time we fought him up here. See, this is what I'm talking about, Nimona. This is where we fought him the first time. It would have been so nice to go behind your house and just fight in the same place we fought the first time. It would have been coming full circle. But anyway. I need to conserve my energy. This game isn't worth my anger. I mean, I guess so, but don't sell yourself short. You helped me take them down, after all. Yeah, it might be tough for just the 2 of us down there, honestly. Like, I know we're stronger than we were, but if Mabostiff was that strong when you went down there the last time and still got injured, it could be a problem. Okay, well, I know somebody that can do that. And as it turns out, I know somebody who could do that, although I didn't see her at the last Team Star base, so I might need to go and check in with her. We already know about Nimona because he literally mentioned her previously, but let's talk about Penny. He doesn't know Penny yet. Well, she wasn't there previously. She was an exchange student. Wait a minute. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can... Yeah, I was going to say, she seems to like me pretty good, so maybe I can talk to her. Sounds good. I'll see what I can do. We'll get the A-team together, Arvin, and I'll let you know once I get the rest of us. Guess Interceptor's the boss tiff now because we finished the Path of Legends with him as the final contender. Very good. Nimona can come along, but she has to stay safe and not wander off into the woods. I think we're giving her too much credit if we think she's going to do that. She literally gets... Well, I don't know if she's easily distracted, but she literally will wander off just for the heck of it, so... Alright, we still need to catch up to Shaylee here, and Yukiko, because they're both still so far ahead of everybody else. But we are building our levels pretty good. We're at 61, 62, and 63 now. So, and actually, you know what? It doesn't really matter that Yukiko's higher up, because she's in the medium-fast category, so she should start to take over in terms of needing not as much experience as the rest of the team to continue to level up. So, we'll see if that happens. All right, next stop. I'm going to go back to Los Platos, actually, because we should be able to heal there. Then we can go down to the school. Again, we don't want to go into the Central Plaza yet, because if we go into the Central Plaza, Nimona will instantly jump us and challenge us to a fight, even if we're not ready. So we don't want to go there yet, but we will... I'm going to go to the school itself, because then we should be able to talk to Clive and... Well, it's not nighttime yet, but if what Marie said is true, it doesn't have to be nighttime for us to go and do the event, so... I figured us having the rest of Casseroya Lake to take care of, though, would give us something to do to pass the time to get it to nighttime, but... Yeah, if it'll just do it for us, I guess I can count my blessings since, you know, I'm doing this on a time budget since I've only got about 20 minutes, 25 left, and then that's it, so... If we go for a little length on this episode because of the ending cutscenes of this, that's fine. Not really that bothered by it. Alright, so back to you know what I'm gonna do actually before I do this, just in case for some reason Nimona's like area of effect is really high. I don't think it is, but just in case. What am I fighting first here? I need Shaylee out for this one. Stealth rocks will be nice, I think. Well, will they? No, they won't really be all that needed, but the dark type move will be nice for this first one. And, yeah, so I'm going to save just in case Nimona's area of effect happens to be, like, this whole area. I don't think so. I think it's just the Central Plaza, but you never know with her, so let's just be the epitome of caution, shall we? Yeah, yikes, that frame rate. Oh, I know. Here it goes again. Just can't hold itself steady. She'd wander off on her own so she could find something strong to fight. That sounds pretty much exactly like what happens, honestly. Do we have a responsible adult coming along, or is that our job? It's our job, unfortunately, as usual. This game kind of struggles most of the time. Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. Hi. Alright, well, Nimona's area of effect doesn't seem to be this whole area, so that's cool. Where's the sun? Okay, it's over there. Let's see. Rises in the east, sets in the west, so it's about noontime, which is not quite the evening or nighttime I wanted it to be, but... This part we should be able to do anyway, because, yeah, there's Clive, so... And actually, his levels are about the same as Arvin's, so shouldn't be too big of a deal. Shock horror, we're going to fight him. Hey, Clive, what's up? Well, yeah, it's been your name the whole time. What do you mean? Allow me to do a Yakuza entrance reveal. Hooah! Director Clavel? You've been Clive the whole time? No way! I never would have guessed! Oh, really? I don't know if I'm ready for another astonishing truth. The last one was pretty good. What's the next one? Alright, now you're just lying. Like, Director Clavel, I know when you're lying. I'm not that dumb. You're lying. You're lying through your teeth to me. Don't do that. It was pre-recorded, huh? With what? Yeah. Okay, sure. But that also means you've been feeding me LP, which means that the League will probably want to fire you after this. Because, I don't know if you're supposed to be freely giving that out, Director. Okay. Well, I can do that, but, I mean, I know you're not who you say you are. You don't have to hide it. Let's just... if you want to have a battle, let's just have a battle. Doesn't have to be that serious. Alright. So we have to fight Director Clavel. He has an Oranguru, so if we didn't see the one from that one guy up in North Province Area 1, well, this is where we'd get it for our Pokedex. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Director. I'm pretty sure Shaylee's going to do some major damage to your entire party right now. I'm trying to remember if he has anything that Shaylee can't do massive damage to. I think he has a Gyarados, so that would probably be a problem, because we don't have, like, Rock Slide or Stun or something. So, where's the sun? Up. Yeah, that's fair, honestly. Can I KO an Abomasnow at +1? No, because it gets a physical defense boost from the snow warning. Never mind. I was going to say, can I do that? No. Not in this gen I can. Maybe in previous gens, not in this one. When did he put the pants on? In the screen transition, I guess. He didn't think through the legal implications of this. Yeah, evidently not. Oh boy. This thing's going to set up Aurora Veil. That's a bit of a problem. I don't want to use against it. I mean, I guess I could use Roxas, but I gotta burn the Aurora Veil turns if I'm gonna do this, because that's usually this thing's MO, is put up Aurora Veil. I could send in Kraden, but I'll get Woodhammered. I'm gonna get Woodhammered anyway, actually, so maybe it'd be better to pivot through Houseplant. Because it probably sees a KO with Woodhammer. Abomasnow's no slouch. It hits pretty hard. Let's see if it just Aurora Veils, which would be fine, honestly. Yeah, it's usually what he does, is he likes to set up screens and Aurora Veils. I think his Oranguru knows both screen moves, actually, so... I'm gonna try to burn the Aurora Veil turns. I'm just gonna Hyper Voice. We'll get Blizzarded, but it's fine. Okay, I'm not gonna Hyper Voice. I was refrozen. The freeze, it went back. It hit me instead. Now I was frozen today. Oh, I thawed out immediately. Well, never punished. Yeah, that Aurora Veil's no joke. Look at that damage. I mean, Houseplant's got pretty good special attack, even without the Throat Spray, and that did nothing. So, we won't live another Blizzard, though, so I think it's time to get the Captain in here. Let him Aura Sphere. Although, I don't know if that's a good idea either, because, okay, so we're going to get Blizzarded. Maybe pivot through the Captain, and then from there we're going to get Woodhammered, so just kind of, like, switch around a little bit. I don't know. I'll figure it out, I'm sure. Also, they didn't need to give him this theme at all. Like, he didn't need something substantial at all. They figured why not, you know. Might as well do something with him. Let him have his day in the sun. Or his day in the snow, as it turns out. So I don't KO with Aura Sphere from here, right? Like, there's no way through an Aurora Veil. Maybe? No, I don't. I think we're going to get just shy, honestly. Well, let's see. Yeah, I didn't think so. Like I said, Aurora Veil is something else. Boom! Ow. My face! Smee, you tried to stop me! Alright, what do I switch in now? I guess now I can switch into Roxas, although I'd like to revive the Captain a little bit. No, you know what? I could switch back into I could switch back into Shaylee and start her sweeping, but I'm just going to switch into Roxas. It's fine. We should be able to take any one hit from this thing, and then by that point, I think the Aurora Veil should be just about done. Let's see. It's got just the one turn left, because once the snow goes away, the Aurora Veil does too. Oh, hang on. I can check it on his side of the battlefield. Yeah, as soon as the snow goes away, the Aurora Veil goes away. So, cool. That's fine. So then it can't put it back up, and we have successfully burned it, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Did he have to adjust his glasses with his middle finger? Just wondering. Less Roxas and roll. Ouch. Okay, well, there goes the snow. Blizzard had a... it doesn't check for accuracy in the snow, in case anyone's wondering why he hit every single one of those. But, yeah, that's why. Alright, Fire Punch a go-go. See what he brings in after this. I should probably try to keep Roxas fairly healthy, though, because I think, if I remember correctly, he has a Gyarados, and Thunder Punch would be really nice for that. So. Well, there goes my grass. Okay, Houndoom. This I can do something about. Because as it turns out, I have a solution for this. Another dogfight. It's just dogs play fighting, but, you know. Mom, the dogs are play fighting again. Yeah, because we have a well-baked body. So now we have high defense, and I can body press this thing to death. I told you that would come in handy. It just took till the 11th hour to happen. Yes, middle finger is the longest, source wear glasses a lot. You know, and actually that's fair. I never even thought about, yes, that's the longest finger, so it adjusts it up your face further. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I don't wear glasses in case it wasn't clear, so that makes a lot of sense. Does he have anything for Houseplant on this thing? I don't think he does, now that I think about it. I think it just has normal and maybe Sucker Punch? Maybe it has Sucker Punch. I mean, I can set up a Leech Seed and then just Giga Drain it, and I should be able to be okay. But I think he just has Ghost Dark coverage on this thing, which Houseplant can handle. I'd like to get Houseplant back up on health a little bit because he's got... Well, he took Quaxley because it was the last starter left, and in case it wasn't clear, it's going to be back in a minute. Although I suppose he has a couple more Pokemon left, including this Poltegeist, before we get that far. No, you know what? He might not have a Gyarados because he's got the fully evolved version of Quaxley, so maybe he doesn't have that. I'm going to Leech Seed. Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to do. Such a good thing that Megastones aren't a thing here. I feel like they literally can't have a single game without a generational gimmick or a game with all of them at once. Imagine the chaos of having a Dynamax chain to Megastone and your Terra Orb all at once. That would be absolute, like, pandemonium. Yes. I don't know how I would feel about that. I wouldn't probably play the game, honestly. Yeah, and having a Z-move as well. Yeah, that would also happen. Does this thing KO me with Sucker Punch from here? I mean, it's a Poltegeist. It can't... It's a physical move. It can't KO me from here, right? We're gonna see. Nope, didn't think so. I'll take the grass back, thank you. Alright, well, that didn't KO either, despite the grassy terrain, but that's okay. I got my HP back, a good chunk anyway. Actually, I'm not sure if this is a good switch into his Quaxley evolution anyway, because it gains the fighting typing when it evolves, so... You know, that's not really going to help us too much. Let me think about this. I've got a decent chunk of HP now, but it's not really going to be enough to survive a water move plus a fighting move if I switch. I guess I could switch the captain in, but he's on middle of the road HP. Let's see. I wonder if we get rolling with Shaylee now, and like we get our Moxie boosts going, maybe then we could just annihilate it without having to worry about it being a problem. Like if I get up to +2, an Earthquake might even KO, because by then, well, it'll depend on if the grass goes away by then, I guess. Although he's going to terrestrialize it into a water type, so it won't be water fighting anymore, it'll just be water. So we might be able to get away with it. Excuse me, we'll see. Megastone, Z-Ring, Dynamax, Terra Orb, only one more for the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, something like that. There's always Gen 10 to figure that part out. Alright, well this thing has Shell Smash, which I guess should concern me, but it honestly doesn't. Like, it's going to be gone in a couple of... Actually, probably next turn anyway, so we should be able to pick it off. Okay, well, Will-O-Wisp is annoying. My sweep! I can't get the broom out if I'm burned! At least it burns another turn grass, I suppose. This battle's a little tougher than Arven's. We don't exactly have strong answers to every single one of his Pokemon, which makes it a little tricky. I'll take it, though. I needed a little challenge at the end of all this. So, Amoonguss, I have Aerial Ace for, but I'm burned, so we're not going to be using that. I guess I have Yukiko for this. She wouldn't do too badly, I don't think. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send in Yukiko. We should be able to tank any hits from this Amoonguss because it's not particularly strong. I can probably KO it in 2 Ice Beams, and then I should be able to Will-O-Wisp his final Pokemon, and then that would just neuter it a little bit. So. Gen 10, it's the freaking Omnitrix! Oh my gosh. Never even thought about that one. Oh boy. I also shouldn't have given this thing grass to work with. How much turns left? Just the 1? Okay, that's fine. It'll probably Giga Drain from a good chunk of its health back after this, but that's okay. Oh, it doesn't even live long enough to Giga Drain away the health. Good job, Yukiko. That worked. They have a Mega item, a Z-Ring, a Dynamax Band, and a Terra Orb. Pokemon trainers would be an over-designed mess. Yeah, I don't even know where you'd keep all that stuff. But yeah, so he's got the final Quaxley evolution. Quackquaval. After being the German exchange student for like 2/3 of his evolutions, Quaxley finally decided to embrace Spain and become a flamenco dancer. I mean, okay, whatever makes you happy. Yeah, so he'll Terrastalize. I think we should still be faster than this thing, at least at first. The trouble is that it gets a signature move called Aqua Step, which will increase its speed every time it uses it. So I'd like to burn it. If I don't burn it, it's not a problem. It might be a problem. We'll have to see. Because it's pretty strong on the physical end of things, but it's burned now, so I guess I should be fine. Maintain that Mega Evolution makes sense to carry. Maybe Z moves, but the others are definitely region-specific. Yeah, Dynamax would be kind of hard, and so would Terra Orbs anywhere other than, you know, in their respective regions. But all right, well, that still did good damage with the burn, but, I mean, that's because we don't resist it, so. So now what we should be able to do, well, we can't really switch in Houseplant, because even with us tanking an Aqua Step, she would still go down to, I think this thing knows Close Combat. So, I mean, I could go into Interceptor. He'd probably tank the hits pretty good. He doesn't have a super effective move, but he'd probably tank the hits pretty good. Oh, good, and now it's randomly raining in the middle of the fight, so the burn is useless. Thanks, game. That's so nice of you. I'm going to hurl. We're definitely going to need to resist this, though, because in the rain, this is still going to hurt. Okay, never mind. I overestimated this thing's power. Or underestimated Interceptor's defense. One or the other. But Interceptor's doing pretty good, so let's just let him ride that gravy train all the way home. It's your time to shine again, buddy, even in this rainstorm. The champion said, show the trainers of Paldea the way. Let's light the way. Soggy Bread isn't so good, but it is Interceptor. So he'll be fine. This bread's not edible. Funny because this is a duck, so if it was bread and it was edible, it would definitely eat the bread, but this bread's not edible, Quackleval. You can't have it. Alright, well, we can KO this thing after this. Even in the rain, this Aqua Step's not doing massive damage. Be fair, having an Omnitrix in Gen 10 would actually make sense. Outside of the Terra Orb, you wore all the other things on your arm. Yeah, and that's true. And you had to throw the Terra Orb, so it could still be part of the gauntlet. Just give me the Snag Machine back for Gen 10. I'd wear that gauntlet any day of the week. Didn't expect Interceptor to make a huge comeback near the end of the game like this, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah, well, like I said, I wasn't exactly being a slouch. We didn't have strong counters to your team, but worked out. I mean, I'm the champion now, or a champion now, so I'd hope I grew pretty strong. Yeah, no kidding. Well, we won't have to hazard a guess, because if we go fight them in the schoolyard, we'll be able to figure that out. Yeah, but we know Cassiopeia well enough, so at this point, so maybe we should bear some of their sorrows. They can't bear them alone. Fair enough. Well, I guess that makes sense, but I feel like you'd get in trouble for doing that. You're the director, after all. I don't know that you're supposed to do those sorts of things. Well, I guess we'll have to see who that is soon, but... Listen, they could be a friend. If they're a friend, then it's worth me doing this, so... Yes, sir, I will do that. Well, you're going to have to, because the Parent-Teacher Association is about to get your ass. They gave you a snag machine. We better be going back to Ore. I want to see Michael and Wes after a few years have gone by. I don't know if I would trust Game Freak to do Ore justice because Genius Sonority handled Ore previously. I don't know if I'd trust Game Freak to do that. So I don't know how I'd feel about that, but it would be nice to see it again. I just don't think they'd make it happen, you know? He was thinking he was challenging the champion to see how strong he was. Oh my god. Again, what are they going to do? Let them say crap and freaking in the next Pokemon game? Yes, I heard about that part. Okay, well, he's about to get an earful from Mosquito. Anything but that. I don't want to have to do anything with Mosquito. Alright, where's the sun? We know it's up, but where's the sun? It's probably over there, right? Oh, I guess with the sun shower, I'm not supposed to see the sun, huh? Well, it's still daytime, so it's not quite that nighttime thing. And honestly, I don't know if we have time today to do the next battle here. So I think what we'll do is we'll save the next battle for later. But we only have this battle, the battle with Nimona, and then the, like, 10 or so, 11 trainers, I think it is, over near Casseroya Lake to go fight. So I think what we'll do is we'll go to Medali, we'll heal. Maybe we'll go back to this watchtower, because this is where I think one of the next trainers is, and we'll fight a couple of trainers around here, and then we'll call it a day. So we'll do that, we'll go, and that'll kind of put us a little bit higher leveled than we would normally be for the next fight, but it'll get us closer to where we need to be for Nimona anyway. But we'll go explore around here, and then we'll... I'm trying to think, honestly, because, like, if we do this... Like, if we go do the rest of Casseroya Lake and Sokarat Trail, and then we fight the final fight of the Team Star fights, and then we fight Nimona, if we get all that done in, like, the first... Let's see, Casseroya Lake will take about 45 minutes. The Nimona fight and the Team Star fight will take about... Because they've got some cutscenes going on there, so those will take about half an hour total. Maybe a little more. It'd be like 45. I'm just trying to think if we'll be, like, done with the main game on the next one, because there's one last quest to do, but I don't remember if it's that long. Speaking of mega items, the anime actually got you to scream in anger at one scene. It was that at that champion tournament they did. Cynthia's plot armor, I mean Garchomp, was actually losing. You're generally shocked. Then she whips out a tube of lipstick. Is that her mega item? Oh, God. They just stick it in everything now, I guess. Everyone still jokes that Ore is a dump of a region, but those games are still neat. Seeing the Snapcube playthroughs. I didn't see Snapcube play the game. I did play the game myself, personally, for the stream a little while ago, though. So I had that in my back pocket. I just refer back to those if I want to. Usually, that's the thing, is when I do playthroughs for YouTube or for Twitch, I don't really get the inkling to go back and play the games again. And that's how I've kind of felt about... you know, Ore. Although that might also just be because of the fact that I don't have the Nintendo Wii anymore, so, like, I don't really have easy access to it unless I was to get Dolphin and just, like, emulate it. But I have the physical copy, so I don't really need to emulate it, you know? So, where was that chef that was here? I think, yeah, there she is. So, we'll fight a couple of trainers. I'll see if I can find one down there. I think there might be one. And then we'll call it a day before we explore the rest of Casseroya. Yes, I see that, because the camera zoomed uncomfortably close to you to show me that you were right in front of me. Mirabee's awesome. You need more characters like him. Yeah, Mirabee's the best. I need him back. I need to see what he's like now, like 20 years later. You know, Roxas, you'd actually be a pretty good switch for this. Poison Jab will probably one-shot. See, and the thing is now it's turning to evening, so now would be the perfect time to go do that fight, because then we wouldn't have to figure out whether the game changed over. It's fine. We don't have time for that today, so. And we did a lot today anyway. We did the Elite Four, the Champion. We finished Arvin's quest, so we'll just finish up the other quests. Let's see here. And quite honestly, I'm not really too bothered if we don't get the game done on the next stream, because probably what I'm going to do is, if we finish the game on the next stream, that would be nice, but if we don't, I'll just do a short episode after that, and we'll finish the main game, and we'll separate the post-game into its own stuff, because I'm going to do the post-game for how short it actually is. Excuse me, but yeah, the game wrapped up faster than I thought. I have to do a couple of, well, maybe not a couple, maybe just one. I have to do a test playthrough of the next game I'm planning to stream, to see if I can even do it. But It's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and it's about time I got back to doing it because it's kind of gateway blocking me from doing something else until I do it, so it's about time I go back and do that. But we'll talk more about that when we actually get that far. 4-star Terra Normal Ditto. Oop, hi, Scyther. People said Quackleval would be a perfect ad for his team. Yeah, that would make sense, honestly. I could definitely see him having a Quackleval, considering, you know, the whole dance motif that he's got going on. So, Captain, you don't have a good matchup against this blind Scyther, or maybe not, because it no longer has its eyes closed. But you're also level 61, so you're the one that's going to need the most experience out of anybody. And since this thing decided to be directly in my line of sight, we'll make it the last thing that we do today, because I didn't find a trainer over there. I'll look at the map before I stream next time, so that way I kind of know where all the trainers are around Casseroya Lake. Although, kind of, if you just go in a straight line around it, they're mostly just a little bit off the beaten path, and that's it. So. Okay, well, we've got a good chunk of our Pokemon up to level 63. The captain needs to get up to level 62 himself, although he'll get there shortly. Whoops, hold on. This, then that. There we go. And we've just got a little bit more before we're level 65 and we're ready to face off against Nimona, but of course we've still got one more fight. We've got the Team Star fight to do as well, and we've got about 10 more trainers around this monstrosity to go fight. So, we'll see if we can take care of all of that on the next episode of Pokemon Violet, the Stream Edition, which, depending on how quickly we get it done, may or may not be the finale. As I said, we'll be doing the post-game as well, but those are kind of considered, well, post-game episodes. I'll name the next one finale if we finish the main content of it. But, yeah, what's he looking at? What's that Scyther look? I mean, in that case, he was looking at the lake, I guess. Maybe he saw something he wanted to eat down there, but he should have been paying attention to the battle. But, yeah, so we'll see if we get it done next time. If we don't, we'll just do a short stream to get it done the time after that, and then we should go from there. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you checking out the stream, and I will see all of you on the next one. I will post the schedule for the next stream, for next week's streams, a little bit later. It might be after midnight tonight because I've got a couple of things I need to do around the house between now and midnight. But once I get those done, I'll post the schedule up. I mean, it could be tomorrow morning as well, but we're probably not going to... No, we're definitely not going to do a stream tomorrow. It'll probably be Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time when we come back to this. And it'll be 90 degrees outside until like 9 o'clock at night on Monday, where I'm at. So the air conditioner will be on the whole time, but that's okay. Yeah, anyway, I will see all of you then, and as I said, I'll post the schedule pretty soon. So until I see you, take care, and have a good one. Okie dokie. Ought to do that sleep thing now. You know, sleep wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly. Sleep is nice. Give yourself a nice quiet place, meditate for like 10 minutes, and then fall asleep. That's usually how I do it anyway. I don't know if that works for everybody, but... Well, it works for me pretty good, unless it's too hot in my room. Then I just can't sleep worth a wink. I mean, I can, but only for a couple hours at a time. And that sucks.